All right, look, PrizePicks is America's #1 sports picks app, and it's the easiest way to win cash while you're watching games. Here's how it works. You pick more or less on 2 or more players, and you lock it in. That's it. No spreadsheets, no nonsense. If player picks aren't your thing, you can also pick teams now. Winner, spread, total, all in the same app. Team picks are live in 30 states, including California, Texas, my home state, and Florida. Most importantly, new users use code Speakeasy. $5 gets you $50 in lineups for free. PrizePicks. It's good to be right.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to the Speakeasy, sophisticated sports talk with the best in the game. We're getting started early. There's already arguments that are popping off before the show's even live. It's been crazy. Look, I'm a large human being standing behind the bar, nicknamed Carebear, Kieran Icky Simple, and I'm joined here today with 2 gentlemen who made their impact in the National Football League. One of them made a real impact. The other one is Emmanuel Acho. How we doing today, Emmanuel?
You're the one with the non-prescription glasses today, Carebear.
I am. I do have the non-prescription glasses on today, man.
Hey, look, y'all could be watching any show. You're hanging out with us. We don't take it for granted. This is Speakeasy. We are live every Sunday to Thursday. It's a vibe. Hopefully we can be an escape from what might be a stressful day. Kick back, relax. If you're at the crib, pour up a drink for yourself. Carebear, get it popping.
Also coming into the Speakeasy is a man no stranger to greatness. The shiftiest running back I've seen with my own 2 eyes in the National Football League, the Philadelphia Eagles all-time leading rusher, and a man with a 500 record against the Dallas Cowboys over his playing career. I'm talking about 2-5, LaShawn Shady McCoy.
Listen. All the football stuff. Hold up, bro, for a second.
What's up?
Quick.
Kill the music. Kill the music.
Bop, bop, bop. Music dead. Listen. When I say something in the Speakeasy, I need all y'all to listen. Don't argue with me. Trey, I'm talking to you, dog. Social Trey, that is. When I say something, listen. Don't ever come at me about my sports takes and my sports knowledge. When I tell you that the Iceman, George Gervin, had a mother scoring titles, he was like that, listen to me. Don't argue with me talking about, he didn't have 15 points, average 50 points a game. Don't do that. You know why? Because I'm right. I'm right. You my man, but let me guide you.
Wow. Music back, please.
Yeah,
back to the intros.
There you go.
Calling him out early, the man that was wrong about George Gervin saying that he'd never averaged more than 20 points in his NBA career.
He said 15.
Not 1,
I didn't say
not
that.
2, not 3, but 4
say
scoring titles in his career.
My God.
That's a tough one. Social sneeze in the
I
building.
didn't say that.
You just,
What
you say?
It'd be the ones closest to you that lie the most on you, bro.
Look at this dude.
That lie the most on you, bro. I was talking about Robert Parrish. We were having an argument. I said he never averaged over 15. He averaged 15 and 9 for his career. But see, Shady talks so much.
Oh, wow.
He don't listen.
Look,
we got 2 ears
now watch this.
and 1 mouth.
Before we
so
start
we can
this,
listen
before we
more
start this,
and
what's
talk
up?
less. But Shady don't understand that principle. It's okay. I'm gonna learn him. I'm gonna learn him.
Before we start,
I'm gonna learn him.
What's up, 2-5?
we gonna keep it real.
What's up, 2-5?
Did he not say? He said. What did he say?
He did say that.
Thank you.
He did say
He was
that.
a lot of wrong.
He did
He
say
said,
that.
He said, what's he known for? His finger roll? I said, he's more known for more than just that.
Nah, that was the conversation
What?
that we started.
So
man.
we weren't talking about Robert Parrish?
Before that, we were going to talk
and
about Robert
So I
Parrish.
looked up Robert Parrish's stats to help my argument.
Hey. We're not arguing this soon.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Can we
no,
start the
we're
show?
going to talk
Can
about
we
Robert
please start
Parrish
the
later
show?
in the show.
He my boy.
We
He's
do have
listening
a
to me.
loaded show for you guys, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to go ahead and get started. First off, we got to talk about Shady, your Philadelphia Eagles. Jeffrey Lurie, the owner for the Philadelphia Eagles, had some media availability and had some nice things to say about
What'd he
Jalen Hurts.
say?
I'll let you listen.
I mean, there's no bigger fan of Jalen than me. Clutch gene, absolutely. You know, the guy, MVP of the Super Bowl 13 months ago, should have been MVP of the Super Bowl right before that against Kansas City the first time. Exceptional and so dedicated. I mean, I think you probably know, spent a lot of time with Jalen, and he's, as I do with most quarterbacks, and incredibly dedicated to the game, to winning, and being a huge winner. And I love everything about him. So.
Do you guys agree with Jeffrey Lurie that, Jalen Hurts possesses that clutch gene and is a winner and all of the nice positive things he just said about him?
Well, what did he say wrong? I mean, clutch gene, he does have that.
Check.
He's a winner. He is that. He works extremely hard. He is that. And if you know about Jeffrey Lurie, one thing about him, he's always honest, and he really, really loves Jalen Hurts. The stuff he's did for Philadelphia, you know, it's unmatched. Like, I look at the Donovan McNabbs, the Michael Vicks, even Cunningham. Like, them guys are great quarterbacks, right? If you talk about attributes, talk about talent, you probably pick them first. But if you actually ask, like, who has carried a team and won a Super Bowl and brought the city of Philadelphia a championship, none of them have done that. Right? It's the reason why Nick Foles has a statue outside the stadium.
Correct.
Right? So I think the things he said about Jalen Hurts are extremely true. And I think one thing about Jalen, no matter how bad he plays or misreads, whatever it may be, if the game is close in the fourth quarter, I think percentages for us to win goes up because he does have that clutch gene.
I like that take. Jalen Hurts is clutch, and Jalen Hurts is a winner. That is what we are sure of in regards to Jalen Hurts. And the problem is, so many people that believe individuals hate on Jalen Hurts, that individuals say that I hate on Jalen Hurts. No. You're just turning up the volume on the negative attributes of Jalen Hurts, of which there are some, like there are for any quarterback. But what is undeniable is that Jalen Hurts is a winner. Since he entered the National Football League, I believe only Patrick Mahomes and maybe Josh Allen and or Lamar Jackson win at a higher clip than Jalen Hurts. Hurts is a winner. Hurts has the clutch gene, but what in fact is the clutch gene? Hurts has the ability to simply not turn the football over. More games are lost than are won. That's a Bill Belichick quote. So, yeah, Jalen Hurts is clutch and Jalen Hurts is a winner. That's fact. Is Jalen Hurts the most proficient passer? Not to me. Is Jalen Hurts the most elite passer? Not at all. And that's when you really start to have a much more nuanced conversation of like, hey, what does he lack? Where can he grow? What does he need? What does he need to improve on? But is he a winner? Yeah. And I do believe winning and losing is a quarterback stat. And I know Shady doesn't, and I know Kieran doesn't. I do believe that, which is why when people ask, hey, where does Jalen Hurts fall going into this past season, I said he was a top 5 quarterback because he wins at a top 5 clip. I look at when the Rams played the Eagles in the playoffs en route to the Super Bowl, I count Jalen Hurts' 44-yard touchdown run the same level I count a 44-yard touchdown pass. I don't differentiate the two. I'm like, they both contribute to winning. So to me, it matters.
But like, okay, real quick with the winning though. This is the only thing I disagree with you about the winning. A quarterback like Jimmy G can do nothing all game, right?
Correct.
And they win a game, and you're going to come up here and say, he won the game, right?
Yeah.
That's wrong, though. Because you got players on the field that's really doing all the work, and a quarterback gets all the praise. So this is not for Jalen Hurts. This is just for you with the quarterback's winning stat. So, no, I think he's a winner because he plays winning football. There's times where he does make plays. There's times where he steps up and wins his games. There's times where he might play bad all 3 quarters. In the fourth quarter, he can't miss. I watched that. So when I look at Jalen, he is a winner from those things. But as far as the quarterback winning stat, I don't agree with that. Quarterback has to show me some winning. Like you actually go out there and winning games for us to be called a winner.
It is interesting, right? Like, not potato, but to some degree. Does Jalen Hurts play winning football? Absolutely. Does he also play, I think, more accurately, descriptively, non-losing football? Yes. Because Jalen Hurts has gone into games and not thrown for 200 yards and the Eagles won. Jalen Hurts has not had 250 cumulative yards, if you want to count his rushing yards, and the Eagles won. So more than Jalen Hurts even plays winning football, I think at times, he plays non-losing football. When the Eagles played the Commanders in the playoffs, that was a non-losing football game. Jaden Daniels went out there and was trying to figure things out. Obviously, it was Jalen Daniels' first time in the NFC Championship game, and he was a rookie. I think Jalen Hurts, more often than not, he plays non-losing football. Dude only passed for over 25 touchdowns for the first time this season. For the first time. He's never passed for 4,000 yards. Trevor Lawrence, as average as he is, I believe has passed for 4,000 yards every single season. So non-losing football matters too, and that also is an attribute to the clutch gene.
I just want to ask you one more question because I'm curious to know what you think about it. So I get it with the quarterback is a winning stat. I hear all that, but answer this for me also, Karen. I want Acho go first. If you're a quarterback, right, and every time you win, in your eyes, it's a quarterback stat.
More often than not, yeah.
Right. But there's some quarterbacks that don't have the luxury of throwing for 135 yards to still win a game, or have the luxury of not really doing much at all and still win.
Yep.
What do you say about that quarterback?
I say this. I think, number one, I think there's a law of averages. I think Deshaun Watson, for example, has had some bad seasons. Prior to the Cleveland Browns stint, right, has had some bad seasons. But more often than not, he was a winner. I think about a guy like Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow, he has to throw it for 400 yards to win a game. But the law of averages suggests Joe Burrow's a winning quarterback. Even though not every season has gone great, he'll find a way to get it done. So to me, 2-5, if you are a winner, the law of averages will revert back to
a guy like
being
Josh
winner.
Allen, right? A guy like Josh Allen, a guy like Sam Darnold.
Yep.
Or Jalen Hurts, however you want to cut it up. Josh, if he throws some picks, bro, they lose.
They're going to lose the game. Yeah.
But I watched Sam turn the ball over and throw picks and turn the ball over, and they still won. I watched
When? It happens very rarely.
The
Against
Rams.
the Rams.
The
It happens
Rams.
very rarely.
Bro, stop.
Think about it.
No. I don't want to think about nothing. We're talking about it right now.
It happens rarely. When Sam Darnold
okay.
did that in the playoffs the year
Oh,
before, he lost. Minnesota Vikings. He lost.
Okay.
So if you throw picks, you lose.
So what's the difference,
But the Rams game, right?
Yep.
They should
Block
have lost
punt,
that game.
Kick return for punt return for touchdown.
They won.
Yep.
Jalen Hurts. There's games where the defenses, we ran the ball great. Defenses
Absolutely.
shut him out. He did okay. He didn't really do much.
Yep.
And we win. And my question to you was like, how do you count that for a win? But then a guy like Josh Allen, he doesn't have the luxury. I think
it's a fair question. I think there are obviously outliers. What I am saying is not a one-size-fits-all rule. I don't think Rex Grossman is a winner. I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo, because we saw him outside of the San Francisco 49ers, I don't think he's a winner.
But when he was a San Fran, and that was the Super Bowl, you consider him a winner.
Yeah, of course.
But stop right there.
Yep.
That's my issue. We both witnessed this dude. He threw for 200 yards the whole playoffs, right? He was averaging like 16 targets or 16 passes a game. They were running the ball for 200 yards each game. The defense was shutting teams out, and you was giving him credit for it.
For this reason. Because the Niners started Jimmy Garoppolo, I think 2017, Kyle Shanahan's there. Before Jimmy Garoppolo, they were terrible. Jimmy Garoppolo gets traded there. They finished the season 6-0. 2018, I think they had a solid season. Something happens. Jimmy gets hurt. Remember, they start Nick Mullins, CJ Beathard. The Niners suck.
Right.
Jimmy comes back. The Niners are great again. So my point is,
what does that mean, though?
That means that when Jimmy was hurt, along with George Kittle and some others, the Niners were atrocious. When Jimmy shows up, the Niners were winning.
Acho.
So I'm just saying that a quarterback is contributing. He's the biggest contributing factor to winning.
Acho, I just gave you the numbers. You tell me all that stuff for the fans. That's for y'all. Talk to me for a second.
Yep.
The playoff run.
He didn't do much.
So how are you telling me he led his team to the Super Bowl?
I'm not telling you that.
But you said
that's
winning, though. You said that's winning.
Yes, but I'm telling you, there are outliers. I'm not so blinded by one rule, 2-5, that everything is hard and fast. I don't lack that much nuance. Like, with Jimmy G, you are right. I am giving you the Jimmy G thing.
Is he one of the worst quarterbacks you've seen?
He's not one of the worst, because I saw Tebow's, etc.
Okay.
Like,
is he a bad quarterback?
He's not a good one. He's not a good one, that's for sure. He's not a good one.
So wait, because he could these words. So he's not a good quarterback.
No.
But you give him credit for wins when the defense and the running game was going for 200 yards.
Because principally, I believe winning and losing is a quarterback stat. I also believe this.
That's so nasty.
I also believe
I can't beat him. He got me.
I also believe this. Like
got me.
Sam
You wanna get it.
Darnold. When Sam Darnold won his Super Bowl, Sam Darnold had to play incredibly well. The reason the Houston Texans lost is because C.J. Stroud played bad. The reason the Denver Broncos lost is because Bo Nix was not present. So to me, winning and losing is dictated by the quarterback. Are there outliers? Absolutely. Trent Dilfer, Rex Grossman. There are outliers that prove the rule. But winning and losing, it is driven by cues.
I can't stand this. This is not an exception in a rule type situation. This happens every single season. This is something that we see over and over and over again. Some quarterbacks are not afforded the luxury of going out there and passing for less than 160 yards in 5 playoff games. In 5 of Jalen Hurts' 10 playoff games, he's passed. I'm sorry, I don't want to bring in Jalen Hurts. I'm using him as an example, though. No, but I'm saying, I think wins are a team stat. I think you would agree with the same thing, though, too. Now, look, I'm going to give Jalen Hurts his credit. He does not turn the ball over in the playoffs. He has an 11-3 touchdown to interception ratio. He goes out there and he performs.
Don't skip by that.
No, I'm not skipping by that, and I'm going to get to it. But what I'm saying is, in 5 of Jalen Hurts' 10 playoff games, he has thrown for less than 160 yards. In those 5 games, what do you think his record is? It's 4-1.
Yep.
It's 4-1. And he hasn't thrown for and in those 5 games, his defense has given up on average 13.8 points a game.
Sure.
Less than 2 touchdowns. And the offense has scored 28 points a game in those games.
Yep.
Is it all him? Obviously, it's not all him that's out there doing that. They're getting playoff wins, which you value more than any other win in all of football, because the team is solid around him.
But
I understand he's not throwing interceptions.
That's the most important thing.
He's not losing them the game.
Most important thing.
He's not losing them the game, which I give him credit. But I think the exception in this situation is the guys like C.J. Stroud that go out there and throw 5 turnovers and ruin a great team.
But here's why that's not the case. Here's why that's not the case is in this year's playoffs alone. The difference between the Broncos-Patriots game was a Jarrett Stidham turnover, I think, that went the other way, either for a touchdown or for 3. The difference between the Texans-Patriots game was C.J. Stroud's picks. Drake May did not wow us in that game. C.J. Stroud threw picks. 4 teams were left in the playoffs, and 2 teams left in the playoffs were quarterbacked by the 2 finalists for MVP and Drake May and Matthew Stafford. That's not a coincidence. So if all teams in the NFL have 51 players, 53 players on the active roster, and 47 suit up, Kieran, and I were to tell you that of the 4 remaining teams in football, 2 were quarterbacked by the MVPs, or the MVP number 1, MVP number 2, that's not a coincidence. I don't have to tell you about defense. I don't have to tell you about coach. I don't have to tell you about receiving core. I don't have to tell you about linebacking core. All I have to tell you is the MVP was in the Final Four and the runner-up was in the Final Four. That is the trump card. I can tell you some really good defenses that didn't make it to the Final Four. I can tell you some really good coaches that didn't make it to the Final Four. Andy Reid and the Chiefs didn't make it to the Final Four. I can tell you some really good players that didn't make it to the Final Four, but the best quarterbacks were there.
I can name you 3 out of Peyton Manning's 5 MVP seasons where he didn't make the Final Four.
How'd he play in the playoffs?
Because not good enough.
And I understand it comes down to the Q.
No, it doesn't come down. Oh my goodness gracious.
He has to play well. The offense goes.
He has to.
That's another thing that we're not talking about, though, right? And let's talk about this for a second. Mm-hmm. The offense is going to go through Peyton Manning. That's true. So we're going to live or die with him, just like the 3 ball. We're going to live or die with the 3 ball.
Yep, splash.
I look at guys like you keep saying Sam Darnold, you keep bringing his name up. Let's talk about him for a second. Do the offense go through him?
No, running game.
Before we get there, hold on. Before we get to the running game, it's going to go to the defense.
You said the offense. You said the
team. The team. Yeah, that's the team. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to play great defense.
Great defense, absolutely.
If the coach had to pick, the game on line, who I want out there? Do I want my quarterback in offense or I want this defense? Defense first. Boom. Yep. Then we going to play.
I want to jump in here. If the defense has a bad game, can they win?
Probably
not.
Probably not.
No, they can't. The same way you're saying the quarterback, if they have a bad game, they don't show up, they don't win. That's the reason why. If the best part of the team doesn't show up, they're not going to win a football game.
But then we're going to run the route next. Yep. Defense going to run the route. Then we want Sam to play. These ain't my words. We had his teammates on the show. And because everybody on the Seahawks, they think I'm hating on Sam. I'm not. But his teammates said, listen, we love Sam. We love him to manage the game. We're going to play great defense, create turnovers. We're going to run the ball really, really well. Then we're going to let Sam do this other stuff.
Yes, but the thing is, at the point in which Shady, the other stuff is 346 yards, 3 touchdowns, and no interceptions, Sam Darnold either won that game or at minimum was a massive contributing factor to winning that game.
The Seahawks this year was a really good team, right?
Great team.
What's their record? They lost like 3 games, something like that? Something, not a lot.
12-5? 12-5? 13-4. Seahawks record this year.
Seahawks were 14-3.
14-3.
So they lost 3 games. I was right. 3 games, right? Sam Darnold had the most turnovers in football this year, correct?
Did he? Yeah, I don't know. I truly don't.
Do you know?
Sam Darnold had the most picks this year?
Sam Darnold had the most turnovers.
All right. Most turnovers this year.
But
didn't matter. They won a Super Bowl.
They did.
We had a quarterback that had the most turnovers in football. And guess what happened? They won a championship.
Don't give me that. Here's why.
I'm going to say the truth, though, dog. You don't want to hear it.
2020, the Rams won the Super Bowl. 2021, Matthew Stafford had the most turnovers in football.
But there's a difference, though. The difference is one guy's throwing the ball extremely a lot because we want to lead with him, right? We want to lead with Sam Darnold.
We can fact check it, but you're not going to like the stats. When we see how many passes that Matthew Stafford threw and how many passes Sam Darnold threw.
Well, one dude had the crown, the triple crown for a reason. They throwing that ball.
And Jackson Smith wasn't close to the triple crown. Shady McCoy.
But is he throwing the ball?
He had 20, Karen.
He what?
Sam Darnold had 20 turnovers this year.
Yeah.
Man,
he lost 11 fumbles in the league.
So you need your hands and your feet to count that.
Yeah, he lost 6 fumbles, yeah.
Come on, man. And they won a Super Bowl, so it don't matter.
Kieran, keep us rolling, G.
Look, man.
Hey, real quick, though. Hold on. Before we move.
No, we got to stay on this one real quick.
We'll stay on which one?
We're staying Eagles right now. So
okay, but that's cool. That's cool. But I got to call Shady out.
Please.
Oh, wow.
Because he called me out before the show. So I got to call Shady out.
Do what you got to do.
Because less than 24 hours ago.
What happened?
Shady sat here, and I'm going to read you the quote.
Well, what's the quote?
When I ask about a player or a coach, and you don't talk about what they actually do, you talk around it, I don't like that.
Yep, close quote.
So I'm curious how this Jeffrey Lurie quote about being a winner and being having a clutch gene is not the same thing that was said about Sean Mannion. I didn't hear about any crazy work that was being given out or how accurate of a passer he is or his technical, you know what I mean, ability.
That is accurate.
I heard a winner, which is technically a team stat. Yeah. That's been Shady's whole argument.
Complete argument.
And a clutch gene, which is an intangible that is not really measurable.
No.
I'm just curious, Shady.
Let him finish.
That's it. That's all I got. I'm curious. So what's the difference? Break the difference down for me, please.
Now, he's trying so hard. I get it. Now, you going to check it? Because he said, now, like, clutch gene don't matter. Do you care to speak?
He talking to you.
It's your show. Before I answer.
I'm good on speaking, sir.
Do you want to chime in? Because I know y'all all light-skinned homeboys.
I'm asking Shady, bro. I'm asking you, bro.
Clutch gene don't matter now? What are we talking about?
Also,
I'm not about to even,
I hate to be sitting here defending Jalen Hurts or Eagles quarterbacks in general.
Let me hear it.
His clutch gene is shown.
Yeah,
it's shown. He has a winning record in the playoffs, and he's balled out in the two Super Bowl
games.
He balled out in both of those Super Bowls.
So winner and clutch gene is not talking
that
around
matters.
what Jalen Hurts actually does.
Also, Shady started off by saying, duh. And he said he agreed with Jeffrey Lurie. He said it's not even debatable. So that's just
another thing I said. Okay. I agree with Jeffrey Lurie for one, and for two is there's some players that's great players that don't have clutch genes. Do you want to name some or you know some?
No, it's definitely
all right. So the same reason if I get to a big game, I got the clutch gene. He has that.
Yeah.
So I mean, I know you trying hard to come back, but dog, try harder.
Hey, I still didn't get an answer from you. Okay. I still didn't get an answer.
Well, we got any super chats in the meantime?
We do have a couple super chats to get to. Dulo,
it's gonna be a long night.
Dulo said people hate Jalen because he won't be who they want him to be. People hate what they can't figure out. Fly, Eagles. Fly.
They hate what they can't understand.
Sometimes, bro,
they hate what they can't conquer.
I hate to call it the chat. I swear sometimes y'all just like hear what y'all want to hear. Because what in that entire conversation was hatred for Jalen Hurts?
No, I think he's just.
When did I hate? I just said his clutch gene was undeniable and he balled out two Super Bowls. He also said he didn't throw picks in the playoffs, which is why. How did I hate?
No.
I said things. I just gassed up Jalen Hurts.
No. Dulo is. He sent that super chat before you even gave your take. So I think he's just saying in general, people hate.
I'm like, bro.
On Jalen for those reasons.
If I'm not saying Jalen Hurts is the greatest thing walking, I think Eagles fans are like, you hating. And then they bring up Dak. And I think Dak's sorry in the playoffs.
Well, now what they bring up is your interview where you were kiki and yucking it up.
Because I don't hate Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
I knew Jalen Hurts before he was
you know what, man? How
was that wild, bro?
He was like a real.
How was it? I don't hate Jalen Hurts.
No, he was a fanboy mode right there. Though.
I wasn't a fanboy.
Yeah, you was.
You didn't see the whole.
Yeah, he's playing with his hair.
Okay,
I asked him funny questions.
She said he was playing with his hair. Oh, you come crazy,
I was making myself laugh. Honestly,
you're so funny, Jalen.
Harebear is crazy. Momo 16471 said that's not true. So many times the Seahawks defense was bailed out by Sam Darnold playing well, where we were airing out most of the first half of the year. Pull up the stats. What's crazy is in a couple years, it's not going to be close talent-wise. Sam Darnold over Jalen Hurts.
That's some sillies.
They both got a ring, man.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Put Sam on the Eagles. You never know.
Sam will never have an All-Pro ever.
I put him on the Eagles. We'll see.
Last one I got before we got to keep it moving is Kelvin Arzu says Shady be backpedaling harder than DBs. You right. I had him in that corner. He got the.
No, he's saying backpedal like, don't worry about it.
Where we at here?
Yeah, I ain't mad for that.
Look, man, we gotta keep it pushing. It's time to talk about some NBA stuff. I saw this earlier today, and it had me very frustrated. Rachel Nichols went out and saying that she is not voting for Luka Doncic to be MVP. Friend of the show, by the way. Shout out Rachel. Because you have to play both sides of the ball for 8 months. I'll let you guys listen to what she had to say.
Austin Reeves, that we, the voters, are overlooking Luka Doncic.
Is he the top contender for MVP right now? No, he is not. Is the reason because you do have to play both sides of the ball for all 8 months of the season? Yes, it is.
This comment and this entire situation had a lot of Lakers fans online pulling up some recent takes of her and other MVP prospects who maybe weren't the best on the defensive side of the ball. This is what she had to say about James Harden in 2018.
I'm sorry. I do think that's the only way. There's really nothing any of these other guys can do to steal it away from him. And frankly, it's been the case for a couple months now. There's all the basic numbers we always lean on, right? Harden leads the league in scoring. He's top 3 in assists. He's got more three-pointers than anyone. He's still okay, never going to win Defensive Player of the Year. But
he's better.
at least active enough now on that side of the ball. It's not going to derail him. And then, of course, he's...
That's what she had to say about James Harden. Also, this was her 4 months ago in the month of December talking about Luka Doncic's defense.
I think Luka is, quote, in the conversation, like we like to say, in that top 3. He's leading the league in scoring. He's averaging nearly a triple-double. Defense has actually been solid. He's had a
steals are good.
He's had a 5-steal game and a pair of 4-steal games in a season that's still relatively young.
This is what she said earlier in the year about him playing solid defense. Also, there's more video of her talking about Nikola Jokic during his MVP season, carrying his teammates who were down with injuries and whatnot.
Right, because there are the guys who are
with the
leading
Nuggets
their
at the
team.
4 seed.
Their team is a contender. The team obviously has great players around that guy, and the numbers are off the charts. Then you have guys who are in the Steph Curry position, right? Or in some ways the Chris Paul position, although of course he's got Devin Booker, he's got DeAndre Ayton with him. But guys who really, the difference between, you mentioned Jimmy Butler, when they're on the court and when they're not, it's a whole different team. Now this year...
she goes on for a while here, but I just thought this was funny. You got to be great on both sides of the ball. Allen Iverson, Steve Nash, defensive liability, Stephen Curry, Jokic, Dirk Nowitzki, one of my favorite players as well, way worse at defense, and also James Harden, all MVP winners, all not that great defensively. Do you guys agree, though, with Rachel Nichols' point that she got to play defense for more than 8 months, even though she kind of disagreed with her own point?
Yes. But here's why. In this year's, yes. In every other year and in most years, no. But in a world where Victor Wembanyama is dominating on the defensive side of the floor, in a world where Victor Wembanyama is quite literally completely transfiguring the way in which the opponent is playing offense, then defense has to matter. Every MVP year is different. So to take a Rachel Nichols clip from 2018 and try to add the 2018 context into a 2026 season, I think is unfair, or at minimum, it's irrelevant. When you have Victor Wembanyama averaging 25, 12, 4, and 4, now if you want to outdo him for MVP, you better add some competency defensively. In a world where we know Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is a 33 points per game caliber of player, and he's not a liability on defense, then you have to add some defensive competency. I understand the argument. Now, is Luka so proficient on offense that you could suggest it doesn't matter? Sure. But we're humans. We have memories. We know when push comes to shove and Luka gets tested, we know his defense ultimately is a liability. We know come playoff time, which should not impact regular season voting, we know come playoff time, Luka's lack of defense has become a liability where SGA's has never. And obviously we've yet to see Victor Wembanyama. So because of this specificity of this current season that we're in and the competitors that Luka's going up against and the fact that they're not defensive liabilities or their defensive strengths in Victor Wembanyama, I do understand her saying defense has to matter for all 8 months of the season. I understand it this year.
Yeah. Yeah, that's tough right there. I love Rachel. That's tough. So I'm going to say this. You can change your mind a lot, though. I've witnessed that.
Yep.
Like, there's one game where you might have a guy like Acho. He might love Luka for the next, 9 games, right? MVP. The next other 9 games, he's like, I don't like it. That's normal. Yeah. We call it updating our information. So I don't mind what she said. I truly think that defense doesn't matter for real, because everybody that wins the MVP, they all talk about the offense. They talk about the offense. Was he scoring, assists, maybe some rebounds, and then how good is his team doing? Right? Yeah. The last couple of MVPs is all we talked about. Yep. There's never been a conversation we talked about Luka on defense ever. Like, I've never heard nothing about defense with him on a good thing. So I will say this. I think it's all about the offense. When we argue players now, nobody even brings up defense. Wemby had to have a whole press conference to say, yo, defense matters. Yeah. And these are the reasons why. So I guess I agree with her on some point, because you can change your mind with new information. But overall, like, offense only matters.
Let me challenge that take. I think the reason offense only matters is because we have been numbed to the fact that all of our best players are primarily offensive players and their defensive liabilities, right? After Giannis won his MVP or two, Nikola Jokic began winning his MVPs. And then Joel Embiid, who was primarily focusing on offense at the time, obviously Joel Embiid at the height of his career was a defensive player, but Joel Embiid was primarily focusing on offense at the time. He was a scoring champion, if I'm not mistaken. And then you go from Embiid to Jokic again. And then Luka Doncic, every single star in the game, starting with Steph Curry back in 2015, 2016, became an offensive juggernaut. But let's not forget, from 2000, I'm talking since the turn of the century, from 2001 to about 2015, 2016, being a two-way player mattered more often than it didn't. LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett. Like, it mattered more often than it didn't. Yes, there's a Steve Nash. Of course, there's a Dirk Nowitzki. I'm a Mavericks fan, so I know them both. I have the Nasty Nash wristband and the Dirty Dirk wristband that they gave away at Mavericks games before it was American Airlines Center or Arena, whatever the case may be. But I think Rachel Nichols is trying to course correct because defense has historically mattered.
I mean, 2001, Allen Iverson was in there. I don't know if he's locking guys up. It's my favorite player. I'll just say this, though. Right now, today, when we talk about the face of the NBA, it ain't because your defense, right? Mm-hmm. Who care about defense? Name me a sport that care about defense. The NFL, I don't care about no defense. All your best players in basketball that people care about, they got the jerseys on, is wearing and watching, ain't defense. Baseball? Do I care how well you can dive and get a foul ball? No. Can you hit home runs? Right? Unless you're a pitcher. So what I'm saying is, like, the game is just moved in general because it's a money play. All the money play is on offense.
Yeah.
That's why now you get these, back in the day you had these games where they were, not playing, they're not scoring 100 points every game. Now it's like, that's a regular. Yeah. That's why you got these threes and all these petty fouls. It's to get the scoring on offense, not for defense, Acho.
We had to do that, is what I'm suggesting. Shady, is like the reason that happened. Everything you're saying is fairly accurate. But the reason it happened is because Steph Curry was so tantalizing. That's why he nearly won. That's why he won a unanimous MVP, and he wasn't a defensive player. But that's not the way it really should be. In a world, it should be the Kobe Bryants, the LeBron James, the Michael Jordans, like the Akeem Olajuwons. That's how it should be. But because of the Europeans, I would suggest, especially the Eastern Europeans, the Nikola Jokic's and the Luka Doncic's, they're really the ones that started this lack of defensive true epidemic. Like, Kevin Durant was winning MVPs, and Kevin Durant actually became a valiant two-way player. Giannis Antetokounmpo, he was a two-way player. Like, it was really these Eastern Europeans that are so good on offense that we did overlook their defense. So, Kieran, I know you got a lot to say on it, though. Cook, G.
I would love to jump in here. So, look, my problem is not that Wemby or SGA are any less deserving of being an MVP. The problem is whenever we're making their case for MVP, there's not a lot of discrediting going on. Everyone's coming up with different ways to discredit Luka Doncic. I'll go back to 2023, 2024. In that season, it was your seeding's not good enough. He averaged 34, 9, and 9 that season. Mm-hmm. They won 50 games. 50 games. Is 50 games a good season in the NBA? It's a phenomenal season in the NBA.
Context.
Oh, okay. They were the 5 seed. They won 50 games. When Jokic won the MVP in 2021, they were the 6 seed and won 48. So why is it now a narrative for Luka Doncic when it wasn't a narrative before? Pushing forward now. Defense is a huge topic of conversation, and it's hilarious to me because people just don't watch the game. Luka has had probably his best defensive season since he's been in the NBA. Through and through. But everyone's just now giving him some credit because he's getting talked about in MVP conversations because of his offense. It wasn't, if Luka was out here scoring 27 to 30 every single game, we wouldn't be talking about his defense. The narrative would still be he's a bad defensive player. The fact that he went out there and dropped 60, the fact that he went out there and dropped 40, averaged 40 for an entire month is the reason why people are looking at his stat sheet and they're saying, okay, now he's playing more defense. But also, I want to go back to your point that you made earlier because it was bullshit.
Let him cook.
You talked about him playing bad defense come playoff time. He's made it to more finals than your favorite young superstar. Name him. And it's because he's actually played decent defense in some playoff series. You guys remember him getting blown by Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. As a Mavericks fan that actually watches the games, I remember him playing lockdown defense in the Clippers series. I remember that.
He's never played lockdown defense.
Okay, go ahead and bring up the tweet. Whenever he held them to 3 of 12 from the floor, is that good or is that bad, Trey?
Luka Doncic
is that good or is that bad?
When he holds 3-12 is bad.
He was the #1 rated defensive player in the first round of the playoffs in 23-24. How does that happen if he was bad playing defense in the playoffs.
You can't tell me.
How does that happen?
You can't tell me that this phone is pink. Luka has never played lockdown defense in his life.
Lockdown might be a stretch. He was the best rated defender in the entire first round of the playoffs a year. So how is he a horrible player on defense? I'm not saying I can understand. I'll take a bunch of defenders over him. But for you to say he's horrible in the playoffs, he's a liability in the playoffs, he's terrible in the playoffs, that's the narrative. You know who's horrible defensively? Jalen Brunson. Yet the conversation isn't about him.
But he's not
a liability on the defensive side of the ball.
Here's the thing.
Steve Nash doesn't make it to an NBA Finals because he was horrible on the defensive side of the ball.
But here's the thing, Kieran. Jalen Brunson's not in the MVP conversation this year. The people in the MVP conversation this year, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Victor Wembanyama, and then Luka. Okay. That's the top three. The other two are both capable of playing defense or play elite defense, or they haven't kept their team from winning a championship because of their lack of defense.
Let me call out your hypocrisy.
Please
Who was in the MVP conversation with Nikola Jokic?
Last year?
No, whenever he won it 21-22.
Giannis has always been in it.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah.
Who's a better defender out of those two?
Of course it's Giannis.
It's not even close.
Yeah, but the numbers,
it's not even remotely close.
The numbers for Jokic. But I want to ask you a question.
The numbers for Luka have been crazy.
I just want to ask you a question, though, because I'm just, because you hype, I'm just trying to figure out, wait, so you're trying to convince us that Luka played defense.
Luka is not a horrid defensive player is what I'm saying. I'm not saying he plays elite defense. I'm not saying he's a good defender even. I'm saying the reason why he gets discredited from the conversation from national media is he's such a liability defensively, which just isn't true. Statistically, listen to me.
But you want to
listen to me. Statistically, the Lakers this season are a better team with him on the floor defensively than they are when he's not. So if he's that much of a liability, how are they worse without him on the floor?
So Karen, so I know you like to go to the numbers. Let's just watch the games. The last time you said the finals, right? You brought the finals up,
brother.
The last time we see him in the finals, was he not getting picked on?
Did you watch him in the first round?
Wait, hold on, bro.
You're saying watch the games, but you only watch one series.
But hold on. You brought up like, he said your star ain't going to the finals. You kept saying that.
Yes.
Right? So let's go to the finals. The biggest stage in sports, right?
Mm-hmm. A lot of stars couldn't get there though. That is the point that I was making.
But when we did watch him in the finals, though, right? What you call that though? Was he liability on defense?
I think the reason why the Dallas Mavericks lost the finals is because the rest of the team shot 11% from three games.
I didn't even ask you about.
I'm telling you.
We talking about defense. We're not talking about.
Okay, defensively he was bad. Yes.
Okay. Not only was he bad, he wasn't hustling either though.
No.
Same dude that he'll miss a layup and act like he's getting fouled and he's mad at the ref and he's yelling at the ref. They're going on the other side of the court scoring. We're in the finals. And the whole conversation was, him is in shape and this and that. And a lot of it was because of the defense. The last time I see him in the Western Conference Finals, right? After he went to before he went to the finals, this last couple, this is what, 2 years ago?
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Okay. He was playing against the Warriors. Bro, that's my favorite team.
Yeah.
Dog, the whole game plan, whoever was on Luka, go at him. And it was Steph a lot of times, but then it was some of that was Clay. And Clay wasn't even the old Clay. Everybody. So when you argue about Luka, I like Luka though. So when you argue about this offense, I'm cool with all that. When you start talking about defense, it's like I can't even take you serious. He don't be playing defense like that.
Okay. My problem is, look at the standards y'all hold Luka to. When he was in the finals, he was bad defensively. When he was in the Western Conference Finals as a 24-year-old, he was bad defensively against one of the best players of all time. That's why he's not the MVP. Guys, you're holding him to a standard that you have never held an MVP to ever in the history of basketball. But the league and the media never held Steve Nash to this standard. They never held James Harden to this standard. They never held Jokic to this standard. They have never held an MVP caliber player to this standard.
I think James Harden got this though.
James Harden got his MVP first.
James Harden got his MVP.
But I said he got the heat from like, you don't play no defense, you don't hustle.
He got his MVP first though.
But also you saw that in the playoffs.
But context to me though, Kieran, matters. When James Harden was winning MVPs, it was James Harden, it was Steph Curry, it was Russell Westbrook, it was Kevin Durant. Those were the players winning the MVPs.
LeBron James.
Circling. I think LeBron had won his last.
It was LeBron James
MVP.
17-18, but he was still in those conversations.
Yes, but by then the players circling James Harden weren't known lockdown defenders. Victor Wembanyama is standing in front of Luka. If not for Wemby, if it was Luka and Jokic, your point is completely valid.
Yes.
But how can you look at Luka, then look at Wemby? If you're Rachel Nichols, how can you look at Luka, look at Wemby, and be like, defense doesn't matter?
Victor Wembanyama is having a statistically extremely similar season to what he did last year in 40 games. The difference is this year, the team around him is a lot better, and their seeding is better.
His impact on the game is completely different than this year.
I hear you. Do you know what the Spurs' record is without him playing? What their winning percentage is?
10-7.
It's over 8. No, without him playing, their winning percentage is well over 65%. Do you know what SGA's with the Oklahoma? It might be flipped. One of them has over 80% winning record percentage without them on the floor. You know what the Lakers' winning percentage is without him on the floor? 50%. They win 50% of the games that they have without him on the floor. They also, Jokic got all the credit during the 2021 season for balling out, even though they had a lower seed with players missing. But when Luka's team got completely rebuilt at the All-Star break in 23-24, he didn't get the credit for that. This season, when Austin Reeves and LeBron James missed 48 games, he didn't get the credit for that. Also, let's talk about offense, though, because I understand arguing defense with Luka is tough. I would never choose Luka to be my primary defender on anybody. Look, I hear you. Let's talk about his offense. I put out this tweet earlier today. He is set now to be the only player in NBA history to win a scoring title multiple times on a 50-win team and not win MVP. The only other player in the modern era of basketball to win a scoring title on a team that won 50 or more games and not win an MVP in his entire career was Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo was not top 25 in any other statistical category other than three-pointers made. Luka is top 5 in three-pointers made, top 5 in assists, he's top 10 in steals, and he's top 25 in rebounds. And he did that in both of the seasons that he was not even close to winning MVP. My point is not, I understand if you think SGA or Wemby is having a greater year, I'm not going to argue you that. I'm not here to say Luka deserves it no matter what, but discrediting him when he is having historically great seasons now twice, and he's not even going to be in the conversation now twice, is ridiculous.
Kieran,
that's what the media has done.
Let me ask you this, because obviously we got to round down this conversation. We can keep moving. Let me ask you this. He's going to probably finish third. So to say he's not even in the conversation, that's just falsified.
He's not in the conversation.
Third is in the conversation.
His odds are plus 2,700. Is that in the conversation?
If he finishes third, he's in the conversation.
No.
Now, he might not be a legitimate candidate to win it, but he's in the conversation if you finish third. But here's my only question for you, though. It's like, are you more upset that if Luka doesn't win it this year, the precedent is being set he can never win it? Is that really what you're upset about?
The precedent was set in 23-24 that he's never going to win an MVP. It's being confirmed now. He's never winning an MVP. You want to know why he's never winning an MVP? He's having the best defensive season his entire career. He's doing the best that he can with his body type. He's a slow white boy from Slovenia. They're just not going to give him the MVP because it doesn't matter what he does. I want to ask you this. If 34-9-9 and winning 50 games isn't enough, if the 3 seed whenever the 2 and 3 best players on your team miss 48 games and also averaging 33-8-8 is not enough, what would he have to do to win an MVP?
Honestly, I think given what you said, 1 seed. If Luka's a 1 seed averaging 34-8-8, like, it would be undeniable. He's not going to get significantly better on defense. I think the 1 seed is because the players ahead of him are the 1 seed and the 2 seed.
So the reason why Luka as an individual can't win most valuable player is because his team around him isn't good enough, is what you're telling me.
It's because he's not making his team around him better than other players are making their team around them.
Okay.
Because Wemby and SGA, he's going to finish third.
The dude finishing
second is second seed, and the dude finishing first is the 1 seed.
Out of Wemby, out of Luka, who has the highest winning percentage when they're not on the floor?
You're asking questions
about what teams do.
But that's so much context because when Luka's out, you also have to consider that Reeves and LeBron, his second and third best player on the team, have also been out a lot of those games. When you have Wemby out, they're a relatively healthy team. Wemby is kind of the only guy that doesn't show up on the team. Now SGA, his second best player, arguably has been out most of the year, so I can understand that a little bit more. But you can't just say 50% win percentage with Luka because his second and third best player have been out as well. So context matters. I think
SGA gets praised for J-Dub missing all these games, and they were still winning without him playing, though, too.
Yep, they were.
That matters.
That's why I said, I can understand the OKC argument a little bit. I think they are still the number 1 seed. But the knock on Luka,
he's going to have to be a 1 seed. Look, this is my thing, though.
For it to be undeniable.
This is my comment. Do you guys get my frustration, though?
No.
He's going to have a 35, 10-10 type season and be the 1 seed to be able to win an MVP. Whenever Jokic, not a good defender, did not have to do that.
Hear me out. Let me cut you off real quick.
Nash had to be the 1 seed.
Yes to that.
Yeah, Nash had to be the 1 seed.
Yes to that. But also, the alternative is he can be where he's at now and be good defensively with the number 3 seed, and then
What's good defensively though? Because this is his best defensive year, and everyone's calling him ass on defense.
His best is still not great, bro. He's playing the passing lanes. He's getting steals. That's why the clip you showed with Rachel Nichols, he's like, it's steals.
Their defensive rating is still better with him on the floor.
He's having a good year on steals.
We watch this playoff series. Whenever they start playoffs, every game they're going to go right at it.
He's getting picked on. So
for sure.
He could be the 3 seed, but then he's got to be good at defense. Or he could be the 1 seed, and he doesn't have to be good at defense.
But now, to Kieran's point, though, he's so good on offense that at what point can we or do we overlook the defense?
Well, I mean,
everyone else the
one seed. That's my point. The 1 seed.
SJ ain't no great defender. He ain't getting picked on like Luka, but he ain't no great defender. But he's the number 1 seed.
Yeah,
and
Steph got picked on in the finals. When Kyrie got that switch, who did he want?
But
he wanted Steph Curry on.
That 1 seed matters though, bro.
I don't know Steph though. He tried though.
That 1 seed dude.
When they won 73 games.
I know we have some $50 super chats, G.
We do have some super chats. Listen, Big Lou 4801.
What up,
Big Lou, it's been a while. It's good to see you, brother. He said, I appreciate the show, guys. I'm going through a tough time right now, so I haven't been as active in the chats. I'm still here watching every night, though. The wide receiver draft class debate, we got to have TJ on the show about that because he wants to hear his story. So
tomorrow we got you.
Be back tomorrow. Yeah,
Chin up, brother.
We can do that. And also, I already told you in the chat, but best wishes to you during your tough time. Supporting the standard said, loyal sub here. I love the content and I appreciate all the laughs. I'm Grayson, trying to make it out. Just started dropping motivational and health content to, quote, support the standard. Join the movement of discipline. Let's get that new desk straight. Listen, the new desk is on.
It's on the way.
The way.
Oh, wow. I might break that shit.
Shady, you hating on me big time today, man. What's going on, bro?
Bro, I like
you disrespected George Gervin though, bro. Like,
yeah, that was
Shady. I
misspoke.
The culture was upset, but real quick, I'm mad because. Bro, I like the old desk. Yeah. Like, I don't want you getting too big time, dog.
Well, you sit at the old desk.
Humble up a little bit, man.
I'm going to put the old desk in front of your seat, man.
I don't need desks.
Delsky said, it has to go both ways, though. Harden Better, slick talk Trey. Didn't Jalen score 35 points in the Super Bowl and still lost?
They forgot about that. You know
so Jalen can have a great game and still lose, huh?
Yeah.
Jalen plays playoff football all season. He plays for wins, not
the thing is, though, for Jalen Hurts, that happens in the Super Bowl. For other quarterbacks, that happens first round. Like you could ball out and have a loss.
Have you ever
Josh Allen has happened to him multiple times.
Have you heard anybody argue though Luka on defense? That was pretty good though.
He's not. I'm not saying saying lockdown was a stretch. saying lockdown was crazy.
Yeah, that was wild.
He did. I'm not gonna lie though. If you really want to go back and watch the Clippers series, he played great defense that entire time.
But you also talking about the Clippers who were hobbled and they weren't at full strength.
That's one series.
And they weren't a serious contender.
You can't tell me when you watch Luka, dog, you be like on defense.
What did you think the Mavericks were? They were the 5 seed going in. The Clippers weren't ranked. The Clippers were a higher seed than they were in the first round.
No, he had that series.
They're in the playoffs. That was 20. It was 23-24. Clippers were the 4 seed.
No, he had a series. Yeah. But I'm saying you can't tell me when you really watch him.
I gotta check them.
Like, dog, on defense?
No, he's bro.
Come on, dog. Like,
it doesn't look the best, but my thing is also he's not the worst defender in the league.
This year together though.
He's below average. He's just not the worst.
We ain't gonna look at no stats. We're just gonna watch with our eyes.
We can watch.
Listen, I got one from Central Cash said loyal sub here as well. Mariah Carey, Mariah Mills, Karen, whatever. When the hell are you joining the Discord so you can get this work? And I'm gonna say, damn, because you can't block this super chat. Bye bye, Scary Barry.
Talking about Madden.
Yeah, when you're in the Discord.
I'll be.
Well, that's not the way to get me to join it. But like,
because he literally just said he was joining yesterday, and now you just kind of pushed. You pushed whatever.
Now you made it weird, bro. That was. Yeah. No, that was strange.
We got one from Swaggy D. Dot said if Shedeur Sanders won a Super Bowl with the most turnovers in the league, Shady would be like he won the Super Bowl.
You're not wrong. Why? Because he's a young brother with the culture. Is that why you think that? I keep it real. I don't care about it. I keep it real.
Keep it 1,000. Yeah. King Drewski 8149. Last one I got said Acho, stop the foolishness. Winning is a team stat because in the last 12 Super Bowl winners, name teams that won without a top 10 defense, good offensive line, and one elite receiving threat. It takes a team and always will.
Right. It absolutely takes a team. Yeah, but it for sure takes a team. But I can name you several incredible teams with bad quarterbacks that didn't sniff a Super Bowl. Great teams, bad quarterbacks.
Was the national championship y'all lost in 2009 to Alabama? Was that Garrett Gilbert's fault?
No, probably defense, but we lost a quarterback. We keep our quarterback. Think about it. And here to Kieran's point, and I'll answer this. So many of our takes come from personal experience. Collegiately, my third year in college, we have the number 3 defense in football. We finished 5-7.
Yep.
So you're talking to a human who lived this. Like how I have the number 3 defense in football. Every person from that defense goes to the league. Everyone gets drafted. The one that doesn't get drafted is currently like the secondary coach at Texas, and we go 5-7. We didn't have a quarterback. So I'm obviously also speaking from a little bit of bias, but it's not even bias. It's blood, sweat, broken bone experience. Yeah. It don't matter how good your defense
whole
is.
offense was bad.
If you ain't got a quarterback, you ain't got it.
A quarterback does mask a lot of deficiencies. I think they can give you some win. It doesn't mask everything.
The year we went to the national championship, one player from that offense got drafted outside the quarterback, Jordan Shipley, and he played 3 years in the league.
Damn.
And we
Quan didn't get drafted? Or Quan
wasn't on the team.
Say that thing again. Hold up. Say it again.
The year we went to the
Jordan
national
Shipley?
championship at Texas, only one other player from that starting offense got drafted, and it was Jordan Shipley.
Also,
Shipley's a wide receiver.
Shipley, wide receiver, played 3 years in the league.
He wasn't good.
That's my point.
But I'm saying a lot of them guys went.
But that's my point. But the quarterback, the point is,
that good though.
The defense was amazing.
The defense was elite.
You had it was Brian Orakpo.
He was good.
Earl Thomas.
Not championship year. He wasn't there.
He went. Earl was there. 09.
Rack
Okay.
wasn't.
So you had Earl Thomas.
Yeah, you had Earl.
You had
everybody kind of came
Everybody
back
was on
except for Earl.
defense. Yeah.
So that's the thing.
What's
Like
your point you saying?
the point I'm making is the next year we have the number 3 defense in football, and we went 5-7. The year before we had the number 2 defensive football, we went to the national championship. The difference in large part was we lost a quarterback. Now, I'm not admitting we lost Earl Thomas too. We gained Kenny Vaccaro.
But the quarterback matters is like you can't have no
glaring weakness.
Yeah,
it can't just be.
You need a starter.
He can't suck.
You need a starting quarterback. Right?
Yeah.
If you don't have a starting quarterback, then it's like it's bad. But if you have a starting quarterback, it don't have to be great. If it's 32 teams, it could be 28, 29.
How do you explain the Trent Dilfers of the world?
For sure, outliers. You have a wild defense that is the Houston Texans this year. If Stroud just don't throw 5 picks, just don't do something crazy.
Yeah.
Like that Ravens defense is. If you just don't throw 4 or 5 picks,
Like if he
That could have won it all, honestly.
bro,
Like
that
that really won it all.
not could have like what if.
If he played turn, that's the reason why I said I gave Jalen Hurts credit.
Speaking of
Texas, if Jalen Hurts is on the Texans last year, they probably won the championship.
Like if he wasn't the main event at Magic City that night, it'd have been straight. But
if it was
Damn.
Taylor Heineke.
There's a couple. I don't know.
He's not throwing 4 or 5 picks.
I wanted to say
wait,
Dak,
wait.
but he'd have thrown them picks too.
He was
man.
throwing picks too.
yeah, it's some bad ones that's just regular. But
Just-
real quick, I keep like coming to the conclusion that Texas is not like that, home.
Bro, how can you?
I knew Shady. He was setting it up from the jump. Wait. What'd you say about the offense?
We got the best running back in the league.
I saw it coming from a mile away.
Y'all are the greatest, like one of the best schools of all time, and y'all got no
Shady, for the sake of time,
no players though.
we get to the
so
next
nasty,
topic.
bro.
For the
We just
sake
don't
of
have
time,
as much. Bro, all right.
Don't
Anyway.
entertain them.
Goodness gracious. Look, we got to keep it going. We got to talk about the greatest team known to mankind, the Dallas Cowboys. Jerry Jones had a media availability and he was asked about George Pickens and negotiations and how they're going. I'll let you guys take a listen to what he had to say about his agent, David Mulgeta.
Beyond the franchise tag?
I think your would refer to contact with agent, and we haven't.
Do you anticipate
haven't
any?
been. I mean, we have contact with the agent, but we haven't been.
Do you anticipate trying to get something done before the July 15th deadline?
I don't know. The franchise tag has an automatic time frame on it, and all of us will. And it's my plan and our thought that we'll all be working within the time frame of the conditions of the franchise tag. So it should play itself out, is the best way for me to say it. Make no mistake about it, we have long-term plans in mind for Pickens.
Can you also with all or?
Fellas, how do we feel about Jerry's comments here on agent David Mulgeta?
If Jerry Jones doesn't find humility quickly, he is going to lose George Pickens.
Oh, wow.
Jerry Jones, the name of the game is agent dictates the contract. You pay the player. The agent represents the player. Stop trying to change the game. Stop trying to go around the agent. It already cost you Micah Parsons, who is agented by the same human in David Mulgeta, who's quite literally the best agent in football and arguably the best agent in all of the sports world right now. Negotiated over $1 billion worth of contracts. So, Jerry, if you don't find humility very, very, very quickly, you're going to lose a top 5 player on your team and a top 3 player on your offense in George Pickens. A fool makes the same mistake twice. And Jerry Jones, you're acting like a fool. It's one thing to make the mistake once with Micah Parsons, letting your ego get in the way. You want to negotiate the deal with Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons wants David Mulugeta to negotiate the deal. It's another thing when you re-rack it with a different player and the same agent, and you doing the exact same thing you did that cost you Micah Parsons. Stop making that foolish mistake. Because let me tell you one thing, Jerry. All of Mulugeta's agents or clients, they rock with him heavy. You're not going to come in between them. So, to me, Jerry Jones, bro, he better find humility because you try to cut Mulugeta out the deal, you might as well cut the player. You're going somewhere else.
Yeah, I don't like that because, like, you get an agent for a reason. Like, your agent's supposed to protect you. You know, when he's negotiating your contract, leave the player out of it. But the agent's supposed to do all the real work, right? Negotiating the contract, the numbers, and et cetera, the length of the contract and all that. And for Jerry Jones to keep doing the same thing he did with Micah Parsons, I don't know what he's trying to do here. Obviously, he don't like David, though. Now, I will say this on the other side of the fence.
Cook it.
If I'm a young player and I love the Cowboys, and you can say what you want about other teams and all that, but the Cowboys is one of the best teams in football because of the brand.
Cowboys.
And if I want to play there and Jerry don't like my agent, it's like, I mean, I think David is the best agent right now.
Yeah.
But is there a big difference between him and Drew Rosenhaus? They all gonna make big deal contracts, and if I'm thinking like, yo, well, look, dude, I'm going over here because he didn't want to do business with you. I played with the Steelers where I couldn't get my stuff off because my quarterbacks weren't that good, and I'm not about to do that again. Because one thing I know about players and agents, because I'm one of them, an agent can represent and do his job forever. David can do this a million times with different players. A player got a couple times to do this, really one time to have that type of career. So players will start thinking about that. Yo, I'm on the Cowboys, I'm coming up soon. They don't rock with my agent. All the agents gonna get in your ear and bring it up to you. Things might change.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying for every team, but for the Cowboys, it's gonna be talked about.
Yeah. I think the problem is right now is a lot of egos at play. David Mulugeta, rightfully so, is one of the most confident agents in the business. And
as he should be.
Rightfully so. And he got him some arrogance as he's deserved and as he's earned. Jerry Jones is the most successful monetarily owner in football. He's earned the right to have an ego. I think you got two people that are the best at what they do that both have egos. And as a result, that deal with Micah Parsons and this deal right now is going to be attention. My problem is, Jerry, your objective is to field the best team possible. George Pickens gives you the best team possible. Stop trying to cut an agent out of the deal. It's not going to work. It's like if you know he got a girl or she got a man, and you trying to weasel your way in between the two.
But that's the difference with this is
Cook.
There's a million agents, there's a million players. He don't bring this up about no other players. I don't see him saying this about Dak Prescott's agent.
Correct. That's why I said it's the egos.
But I mean,
it's both of them.
It can't be. You talking about the owner of the Dallas Cowboys?
Yeah,
ego. Like that's duh. We gotta get around his ego. The Cowboys will always be here.
Sure,
always be here.
But let me play devil's advocate.
Last thing, yo, you want my money, dude? You want my bread,
but you want my skills.
Do we?
There's 31 other teams I can go to.
Bro, he just let Michael Parsons go. You don't think he let George Pickens go?
And George Pickens will go. George Pickens don't want to play on no tag.
What I'm saying is, obviously, I don't think he wants to give him the tag. I think he wants to give him a contract, but he don't want to work with his agent. What I'm saying is, if I'm a player and I want to be with the Cowboys, and I came from Pittsburgh where the quarterbacks couldn't give me the ball, and everybody thought I was average.
Yeah.
I get a chance to go to the Cowboys, a big platform, big brand. I'm on TV every Sunday, primetime games, and I ball out. And now people think that, man, is a number one in Dallas? Is it CD or is it Pickens?
Yep.
Why would I want to go back to anything else? So let's say, yo, we can get you all this money to go to the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
Was it 43? Was it 42 a year?
42 and a half. 42.
You get 43 a year.
He gonna take that bread.
You say that, but if you was in his shoes and you came from where he came from, you like, I'm never going back there.
Let me push back on you though. In order for Pickens to leave Mulugeta because of Jerry, that would never happen. The reason to me 2-5 it would never happen is like, I'm not going to let this dude, this not a brother, this not in the culture, this not anything, coming between me and my money and my relationships. Because what you're going to allow to happen is Jerry Jones say, hey, get rid of this agent who's looked out for you through the years, who helped you get to Dallas, mind you. George Pickens and the different issues that he had, shout out to George Pickens' talent in Georgia, but there's a reason George Pickens didn't go in the first round, who helped you get to where you got to. And now because this man came in here and said, get rid of your agent, now I'm going to get rid of my agent?
I'm not disagreeing with the reasons why. I think he should keep his agent. But what I am saying is that when it comes to an athlete and about his money, and he hasn't made no real money yet, that's going to be a conversation. Not only for him, but for all his other agents, or all his other agents and players. Because my agent, Davis the best right now. How can we steal from his players? I'm gonna bring it up, Mike, he with Green Bay now. His market ain't the same. He ain't as big. You know what I mean? You can just throw anything out there. Yep. Same thing with a player. I love the Cowboys. I want to be a Cowboy. They're the biggest brand in football.
Yep.
But he don't like my agent. And then another thing about Jerry, he ain't shy. What he about to start doing is I can see him walking in locker rooms, hanging out with the players. A dude about to get a big deal for them, and he whisper out there, "Yeah, I know you got David together. Yeah, I only rock with him." Yep. I can see that happening. Let me ask you this. Young players, when they come to their money, they start thinking all type of stuff.
Let me ask you this.
Last thing for you, go
ahead.
What about when young players come to the college, right? They got their agent their whole time. They go to the league, and they've been in the league for 3 years. They're doing great, and then they leave that agent that's been taking care of them. Now, David is great, so it's different. But also, people get in your ear, they start talking to you. When you're a young dude and you got millions and millions waiting on you, you don't want to mess that up.
We had Drew Rosenhaus on our show maybe last year, previous show we were doing. We had Drew Rosenhaus on the show.
My man.
We had Drew Rosenhaus on the show because, like Shady just said, my man. You've known Drew Rosenhaus since you were maybe 20. So we're probably talking 18 years, whatever, maybe 16. I don't want to put age you. If Lurie or the Pagula family or whoever, Brandon Bean, Howie Roseman, Brett Veach, we're like, hey, Shady, we'll do the deal with you, but you got to fire Drew Rosenhaus. I know you. You're a loyal enough person. You might not be emotional. You might not be all these things. But you are a loyal enough person to be like, hey, you're going to have to figure that out.
You found out my loyalty when I was rich and all that, right?
Yep.
Okay. I got family. I got real family, okay? If I'm 23 years old and I've been fighting my whole life to get to this point and I get here and the owner's saying, look, man, we love you because I love them, but I don't rock with your agent like that. How long I know my agent for? I got a whole career I'm talking about. How long you think David knew Greg Pickens?
George Pickens?
College? George Pickens. Yeah. College? Cool. You only know me because I'm good. And like he my brother. You know me because I'm nice. You represent me because I'm nice. There's no real relationship. Now, if he had, I'm saying,
that's why I disagree with
it's a business relationship. Why? What was he calling him for? Because he wanted representing. Now, Jamal Charles.
Yep.
Now that right there, that's a relationship.
But that's my point.
But they connected.
Yes, but
wait, let me finish. They've been together rocking since day one, like homies, before I was making any money.
Yeah.
Now I'm at a point where the only reason why we know each other is because you're an agent and I'm one of the best wide receivers in college football. That's how we know each other.
But that was the beginning of the relationship. But what you know about these relationships is the relationship has matured beyond just you and I. We knew each other because we played football together. But now you and I are closer than friends than just playing football together. Our relationship started because it was playing football. It is the same. The relationship started because it was transactional.
I don't need you. You don't need me.
Right now I do. I need you to do the show. You need me to cut the check.
It's not a need.
Well, I need you to do the show. Bump that. Forget the egos.
I'm saying. I mean, I'm good. You know what I mean? Anyway, what I'm saying is the difference between the situations is like we mutually start being friends. Yeah. It was cool. You know what I mean? Then we started doing some business. It was cool.
Yeah.
Right. But I didn't need you. You didn't need me. You did your own thing. You would know Oprah without me. Okay.
Yeah, fair.
Well, this situation right here is like, bro, we only even know each other is because I'm a good football player and you're an agent. Yeah. So then once that happens, okay, you're gonna help me get a new deal. Well, damn, my agent don't really rock. I mean, my owner don't really rock with you. Like that could be a conversation. I'm not saying it's gonna happen,
but it could.
Bro, you ain't my blood brother. What we talking about? There's a lot of players that David probably represented that he don't talk to no more and got him big money. Mm-hmm. That don't mean it's a bad thing. That's just the business part of it. We can't let business affect my paper. That's all I'm saying. I think David is the best agent in the game right now. Mm-hmm. I think Jerry Jones is tripping like, yo, it's business. Take the ego out of it. You know what I'm saying, et cetera, et cetera. But if he don't do that, and the player's like, dog, David, you got your money. You gonna make your money with the next. I might not.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? And I came from the Steelers when I wasn't popping at all.
But I don't know if I care enough about the Cowboys to do that. If Jerry was finna give me 42 and a half, David,
bro,
I'm a rock with you,
take it
but
from
not because of this tag.
Take it from a dude that came from the Eagles, a top 6 highest jersey sale, getting money on the royalties like left and right.
Yep.
I'm coming in the house. Oh, damn, we got another check. I don't even know about it.
Yeah.
Go to Buffalo. Yeah, that check's down the drain. I'm being serious. That matter. All that. George Pickens this year, he never seen nothing like the stuff he getting with the Cowboys.
Yeah.
I imagine his autograph signing must be crazy out the roof. You from Texas, you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You a Cowboy fan. He all over the TV everywhere. He never was on TV this much.
Yeah.
He never was talked about this much.
Yeah. It's a good point.
Think about it, dog. Shoot. All right, man.
To be fair. Well, I mean, this is my main thing on Jerry. Don't let your ego get in the way of making a deal happen. And then that's kind of my big thing here. Obviously, Mulgeta's trying to do right by his clients, which is why I'm fully on that side of the fence whenever it comes to this kind of back and forth. Just because Mulgeta's trying to make sure that these dudes go get what they're paid or what they're worth. I don't think Mike is sitting here complaining because he got a huge deal in Green Bay, and I think Jerry views the brand as the brand. He views it as bigger. You take a little bit less money to go be a Cowboy. If you play well, you're rewarded on the back end. You saw that with an Ezekiel Elliott, with the Dak Prescott. But to me, I just don't want the egos to get involved as deeply as well. Acho, do you want to hit what else Jerry talked about?
No, for second time we're good.
I got you.
Well, I was just gonna say I don't know about David Mulgeta and what he has going on with representing his players, but what I do know is that at 2-5 Sports, you will have a real relationship built with your agent.
Come on now.
Okay,
that's true, Trey.
Now you will build a brotherhood at 2-5 Sports.
Come on now.
It ain't about the Skrilla when you come over to 2-5 Sports. Okay,
if I
you gotta be a killer.
13,000 clients or 3, I'm who I am.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Come on now. I love my players.
I just had to say that. Shameless plug from my dog, even though he had words from me at the beginning of the show. And I got a couple super chats to get to. Listen, Nico Pluto sent a $20 super chat and said, April Fool. I guess technically it is April 1st over there on the East Coast.
You know what? Make that public service announcement. Because, fellas, don't get that April Fool's joke pulled on you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Don't get that
when
April
you get
Fool's.
that I'm pregnant text.
It's coming tomorrow.
Remember, it's 4-1.
It's 4-1,
Don't get
bro.
caught lacking, fellas.
Yeah, man. Lock in. Y'all lock in.
I might drop a, what do they call it, mammogram? What was it called? Not mammogram. The
sonogram?
The sonogram. Picture of it tomorrow and just act like.
Of like a baby?
Yeah,
like
yeah. Just be like, yo, life is crazy. Like, it just come in 2020. You know what I mean?
You're pregnant?
Coming early. No. Like.
You were showing.
That's crazy, though. That's crazy, though. That's crazy, yo.
Trey, what happened?
Come on now.
Come
on now.
I cannot be caught on camera. No, don't get me on camera laughing
That's
at my
crazy.
dog like that,
That's
bro.
crazy.
That's
Like, I'm pregnant is crazy.
That's why that's some crazy to say that, man.
Wow.
You know what? I'm gonna pray for you to have a baby this year at some point. Bro.
Oh my
That's what I'm
gosh,
gonna pray
that
for.
was so flagrant, bro.
No, absolutely.
That was so flagrant.
That was crazy.
That was wild.
That was crazy.
Of you pregnant?
I hope the Lord blesses you
Wow.
with a child this year, brother.
Wow.
Actually, triplets, brother. I hope.
Oh,
I'm praying that.
triplets.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
That's
so
wild.
crazy.
Yeah, that's some crazy
Come
mess.
on
Listen, Ain't No Pressure Podcast 7024 says, should
on.
Pickens really get number one wide receiver money when he hasn't proven he can have a great year against the best corners in the league? I mean, they usually are guarding CD when they play. Could he really just be a great number 2?
He got busy as hell this year when CD was not playing. So
Yeah, he was out.
That's
Yeah,
hard.
and he was still. Yeah.
And he was cooking CB1s, too. Don't
Yeah.
forget.
Yeah, that's slightly disrespectful.
He's playing with Lattimore, boy.
Yeah.
And that's all I have for the super chats. The chat is going crazy. I did ask the chat who needs to humble themselves more. David Mulgeta or Jerry Jones. 75% said Jerry Jones.
For sure.
Humble
He
himself,
does.
So
Yeah, no.
Yep. all I got.
I'll also throw this out there.
okay, Trimester Bear is crazy. I'm sorry.
Trimester.
Trimester Bear is crazy.
Something else. No, Lakers are beating the dog crap out of the Cleveland Cavaliers right now, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
Luka's got like 30 plus.
And they're on a back-to-back, right? Just played the Wizards last night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, Luka didn't play in that one, but yeah.
He can score.
He got like 30-something already in through 3 quarters. Anyway, speaking of basketball, we got to keep it going. Robert Parrish was on a podcast and had some things to say about Larry Bird compared to the modern great forwards. I'll let you guys take a listen to what he had to say.
Larry's for sure a legend, but, the new talking heads in this new generation of basketball like to put guys like LeBron, KD, Kawhi ahead of Larry on the all-time list. Does that bother you at all when you hear things like that?
First of all, with all due respect to those guys, they're not in the same conversation with Larry.
That's crazy.
You know, that like I said, the best of the best. It's hard to get a seat at that table. The only one.
Fellas.
I love this.
Now look, after hearing this, Kawhi, KD, I'm hearing you. LeBron Raymond James Sr. Do you guys believe Larry Bird is better than LeBron?
Of course not. Of course not.
Or KD.
Of course not. Now, if you want to make the argument Larry is better than Kawhi, if you want to make the argument that Larry is better than KD, I'll listen to the argument. And in all honesty, Larry has a significant argument to be better than both Kawhi and KD, and I don't even know if Larry Bird has to argue that. Shouldn't have to argue that. Back-to-back-to-back MVPs, I think from 84 to 86, and 3-time NBA champion. Like, Larry Bird is Larry Bird. He is a objective top 10 player of all time. He was a dude, not even because of his complexion. He just came into the league and was cooking. 81 MVP. 84, I think they won a chip. 81, I think they won a chip. 86, I think they won a chip. 2-time finals MVP. Like, Larry Bird is a legend, and it was legendary where he did it, and also legendary in the midst of how he did it, because Larry Bird was doing it while the Showtime Lakers were out here being the Showtime Lakers. And remember, Michael Jordan did come into the league in 84, and the Bad Boy Pistons were running things by the end of the 80s. So shout out to Larry Bird for getting it in one of the toughest eras and decades to get it. But LeBron James, no.
Yeah.
No, I mean, LeBron James went to 8 straight NBA finals. LeBron James is a, 4-time MVP to Larry Bird's 3. LeBron James is a 4-time champion to Larry Bird's 3. Not LeBron James. But Bird was nice, though.
No, Bird
Crazy
was tremendous. I mean, that's his teammate. What's he going to say? I don't even have a problem with him saying Larry Bird was better than them guys, because that's his opinion. Larry Bird was a great player. But I don't like is like saying that they can't sit at the same table. Like, sometimes I think we get disrespectful when we talk about our teammates or we sticking up for them. Stick up for Larry Bird. I love Larry Bird. I love all the stories I heard about him. He talking trash, calling out the brothers. I love all that because Larry was nice. But to say he can't sit at the same table as LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, that don't even make sense.
Kawhi can't sit there, right?
Why not? Why can't Kawhi? Because he's hurt and all that?
Nah, because Bird got 3 regular season MVPs. Like regular, you know what I mean?
I respect that. So he can just wait outside. Cool. LeBron and KD.
LeBron owns the table.
KD.
KD should sit at the table.
Talent wise, they're all at the table.
Yeah,
that is the best argument that can be made.
Talent wise,
they're all better than Larry Bird.
Hold on. Talent wise, this is the table. LeBron's sitting at another table. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah. LeBron made an All NBA team for 20 years straight.
Yeah.
He's sitting at a different table.
Yeah, stop.
And honestly, and to be fair, Robert Parrish old, bro. He might have not heard LeBron's name snuck in there. DeMarcus, you kind of, you wild. What are we doing here? Because DeMarcus Cousins did say he was like, you know the new guys, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, and Kawhi Leonard.
That is true. He
like you coupling those 3 together is a little like
that don't even make sense.
Yeah, well,
LeBron and Kawhi shouldn't be mentioned in the same sentence. That's a top 10
talent
player.
wise, like Kawhi's amazing.
LeBron and Kawhi shouldn't be mentioned in the same sense. Not talent.
Yeah, but in terms of all-time greatness,
in terms of greatness.
See, like I don't know.
What we see is Shady. I don't want to see. I do not want to see.
I think that LeBron is a greater player than Kawhi Leonard.
You don't have to think about it.
When you start running down Kawhi Leonard stuff with all his injuries and all the stuff he got going on, he's a top 75 player of all time, right? He got Finals MVPs. He got a lot of All NBAs. He got a lot of All Defensive teams too.
Yep.
And he got Defense Player of the Year twice.
Yeah.
Like things that we only talk about the offense. So what I'm saying is, look,
no. LeBron got defense too, G.
Hold up. The argument was about LeBron and Kevin Durant and Larry Bird on the guys, right? Yes. Say who won us better. I'm cool with that. We all got our own opinion.
Yeah.
But my thing is when we act like Kawhi ain't Kawhi, injuries matter. It's a lot of guys that got injured that we didn't even see the rest of their career. Like a guy like Penny Hardaway.
Yeah.
But we seen Kawhi injured and he's still holding up his own. So he deserves to be at them tables, though.
But you tell me this all the time.
Come on,
you got to play the game. If you want to have
the game,
if you want to have this conversation, this a nasty conversation. If you want to have a at their peak conversation,
okay,
that's a different conversation.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden, Kawhi and LeBron looking at each other eye to eye. If you want to have a at their peak powers, I'm a two-way player. I led my team to a championship with the Raptors, and my second best player was Pascal Siakam. Now Kawhi Leonard can look at LeBron James in his eyes and say, yeah, and? But if you want to talk about a legacy, greatness, career, LeBron got to sit by himself. But peak powers, I think Kawhi could sit at a table.
But so I just want to get this table thing right. So if you're a great player, right? Can a great player or elite player, can they sit with each other though? Because I'm trying like right now. So like a guy like Gary Payton.
Yep.
Can he sit down with LeBron? No, can't sit down.
Hell no.
But I'm saying we know LeBron's eating first. We know that. But you tell me Gary Payton can't sit down with LeBron? Can Jason Kidd? They can't just sit down.
How many spots are at a table? Because if it's a big ass table, Gary Payton can sit down at that table.
It's got to be 30.
But if it's an eight top wedding table chair, bro, he's not. Gary Payton's not anywhere near LeBron at that table.
I said LeBron is greater. We know that. But
yeah,
I'm saying,
of course.
If it's a room of all the great players, right?
Room is different.
And let's just say this: the top 75 players. Top 75 players.
Yeah.
I'm saying, but the first 25. Can they sit down with LeBron?
No.
See, I just.
But let me check though.
Like,
2-5 because to me the gap between the top 5 all time and 6 through 10 is different. And then the top 5 all time and 10 through 12, because 10 through 12 is now you have Hakeem Olajuwon, you have Kevin Durant is usually right there around 10 through 12. Steph Curry might be right there around 10 through 12, or some people have Shaquille O'Neal right there around 10 through 12.
Can Shaq sit
No,
with
hold
LeBron?
on. I can't agree with that because I think it's more nuanced.
Hakeem is around 12.
So look. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about there being a gap between 5 and top 5 and then 6, 7. Bro, LeBron.
Yep.
MJ.
Yep.
Kareem.
Yep.
Steph.
What are you going?
They're sitting at the same table. These guys are sitting at the same table. Magic, Bird, Tim Duncan, they're all sitting at the same table. Kobe, they're all sitting at the same table.
I disagree with you.
I would say the top 10 are all sitting at the same table.
Here's why I can't give you that, because by the time you start to round out the top 10, that's where you have Hakeem, you have KD. Hakeem has 2 chips. Shout out to Hakeem.
Hakeem and KD are not at the table with all the guys that I just mentioned, though.
But you
that
said
was
top 10.
Well, you said there's a gap between the top 5 and 6
well,
through 10.
Here's why. I don't think I think there is a delta to me. To me, there's a delta between a Larry Bird even and a Jordan or a LeBron. I think there's a gap there. There's a gap in rings. There's a gap in MVPs. Bro. There's a gap in years played. There's a gap in dominance. There's a gap in points scored. Like, to me, there's just a gap between Bird and LeBron.
If we're pointing out just gaps in general, it's Bron, Jordan,
table.
Gap. Yeah, gap. Then you have
Magic, Kobe, Bird, Duncan. Like they all now, like Magic, Kobe, Bird, Duncan. They all Shaq, Curry,
and Shaq.
Yeah.
Table.
After that, then
Kevin Durant, Hakeem Olajuwon, Giannis.
Tim Duncan's at that table too, though.
You said it. Kevin Durant, Hakeem Olajuwon, and Giannis. Like everybody that's now around 10 to 15. Yeah, MVP, championship. Yes. Table.
Okay. All right.
That's a much bigger table. We need
more seats. We need
more seats at that table.
Hakeem at that table. You said like that's a bigger table.
Because that table is now best player on the championship team plus a league MVP.
DWade Wade at that table.
Yeah.
D-Wade ain't got a league MVP. Like that table is best player on a championship team plus a league MVP.
Okay.
Table. Like that table deserves. I can't put somebody who has a league MVP plus a championship at the same table as somebody who.
What about a dude that has 2 championships, 2 Finals MVPs, like a Kawhi Leonard? Is he not at that table?
You could make an exception. Like I would hear, like you have to have nuance. I would make an exception. What I won't do though is I won't put Harden at that table because Harden ain't got an MVP.
No,
he ain't got an MVP.
Yeah.
I think Jordan would think differently, man. He respects all the heirs.
Yeah, Isaiah Thomas.
We getting disrespectful a little bit. Woof, like they can't even be at the table, huh?
But
I think all of these dudes can have a conversation.
But this is good. To Shady's point, because Shady said this a while ago, and this is interesting. I just came from a wedding this past weekend. They're all in the room. At Nigerian weddings, y'all ever been to one?
No, never.
Never been to a Nigerian wedding?
Never.
So at a Nigerian wedding, you have something called a high table. And at the high tables where like the chiefs sit, the people like the regal people, they sit at the high table. And the high table is separate and it's distinct from the other tables. To Shady's point, all of these top 75 players are in the same room. But I actually like how we divvied it up as regards to some people are at a high table, other people are at another table.
T'Challa and the rest of
there's no way
they're all in the same room.
There's no way
my neighbor's actually a chief.
The top 20 players though ain't like sitting at the same table. That's crazy. Like Shaq can't sit at the same table as Jordan. Jordan's better than we all know. Jordan's better than Shaq. He's a greater player.
They should be able to sit at the same table.
But I'm saying for you to like that's disrespectful. I feel like a little bit. Like Shaq is glorified in the same light. He ain't MJ. Obviously, MJ's the greatest in my opinion. But to say they can't sit at the same table like that, I don't think Jordan would agree with you.
Jordan wouldn't. Yeah, but Jordan's super humble.
Yeah.
So maybe it's like this. Maybe the first table is I would be open to the best all time at their position. Y'all know I like the position argument. So Magic, point guard. We go Jordan.
Curry's got to be there too. Though.
Isaiah's in there too, though, dog. He's sitting in there.
See, now it's getting
Isaiah not the Curry and Magic conversation.
Jordan at the 2. We go LeBron 3. We go
Tim Duncan 4.
Tim at the 4.
And then 5 is a lot though. Is it
5
Kareem?
is a lot.
Or is it Shaq?
And OG's gonna say Bill Russell.
OG's gonna say Bill Russell.
I'm putting
or Will.
Shaq at that table before Kareem. And I know that's a hot
But
take. I'm biased, but Shaq going at that table. That's the table for me.
Here's my problem is, to me, it's the GOATs sit at the table with the GOATs, and there's a GOAT emblem in the center of the table. That's the centerpiece. They're not flowers. There's a GOAT emblem.
Okay.
If you're in conversation for greatest of all time, you can sit at that table with greatest of all time. I don't want non-GOATs to sit at a table with GOATs.
So we're sitting. So if you have a GOAT table,
but
we
Shaq
got
is
Bill,
a GOAT.
So we got Bill Russell at
his
that
position.
Fine.
We got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at that.
Fine.
We got Michael Jordan at
and
that
LeBron
one.
James.
And we got
hold on.
Shaq's in that group, bro.
Shaq's not the greatest of all time.
Time out.
We don't argue with Shaq's the greatest of all time.
We're putting Bill Russell
I ain't putting
at a table with Michael Jordan and LeBron James.
Okay, so hold on. Time out.
Gills and some people
This is my thing though.
11 championships.
Some people also have really bad takes and opinions and arguments, and that'd be one of them.
This is my thing. I can't believe I have such an old head take on this. You have to respect the eras, which is the reason why I think I don't argue with anybody that says Michael Jordan's the GOAT. He's by far and away the most dominant player of his era. Same thing with Bill Russell. He shouldn't be punished for playing.
Yes, he should.
Janitors.
So, but he can't help when he was born.
In an interview 2 days ago, Jordan himself said, "I don't talk about GOATs because players play in different eras."
But we all got eyes. Some of ours work better than others.
The game of basketball wasn't the same then.
It's
the same way. The game of basketball wasn't the same when Michael Jordan played.
No, listen, because I'm not talking about who. I don't even have to go with who they were playing against and plumbers and all this and height event. None of that. Does their game transcend their era? If the answer is no, they don't belong in the GOAT conversation.
Bill's game.
That's your criteria.
No, it doesn't. Hakeem Olajuwon's game transcends. You can plug and play him in any era, and he's dominant.
Hold on. Who in
you
that
cannot
era?
put Bill Russell in today's game, and he's winning 11 championships.
Who in that era of basketball's game
There were
transcends?
9 teams in the NBA, guys.
I know. Is that his fault?
No, it's not his fault.
No, so you have to put him in that conversation.
No. But I'm also
you're disrespecting
the same time that is not his
Bill Russell,
fault.
there's no National Basketball Association, bro.
At the same time that it's not his fault for playing in the era, I'm also not going to penalize then Brian Scalabrine for playing in the era that he did, where he's an ass player. Not ass, but he's a bench player. He's not a starter. But if you threw him in Bill Russell's era, he looks totally different. So if we're not gonna put guys on a pedestal that are in today's game,
doesn't exist.
Then I can't.
Brian Scalabrine does not exist. The game of basketball does not exist, and the years of development does not happen if a guy like Bill Russell doesn't have the legendary career that he has. It's the same way. The way we play basketball does not exist if a Stephen Curry doesn't go and do it. The game of basketball doesn't exist in the 2000s if Michael Jordan doesn't go and do it.
I hear you.
You have to give credit to the past, and you cannot punish them for being the only players. I can't do that. I hate to say it.
I can't do that, bro. Brian Scalabrine is famous for his quote.
Brian Scalabrine.
I'm closer to LeBron James than you are to me.
Yeah.
Brian Scalabrine is also closer to LeBron James than Bill Russell is.
Yes.
And that's facts.
Yes.
That's facts.
But also, you're comparing two guys playing 60 years apart.
I'm closer to LeBron James than you are to me.
You're comparing two guys playing 60
Yeah, like the fans, yeah.
Yeah.
60 years of difference.
Talent-wise, yeah. And I would argue the same thing with Bill Russell. I can't put them 50s, 60s, 40s guys in the same conversation, bro.
I'm not going to say but bro, there's some dudes who was playing in the leather helmet era that I, right now, am closer to Shady than they are to Shady.
Yeah.
That's there's some dudes playing in the leather helmet era that just from the skill knowledge of football and whatnot that are closer
that
to
you are
that
I'm
closer to you than they are
to you. Yeah. And they play professionally.
Yeah.
So I'm not putting them on a pedestal because
Billy
they play
Bob,
professionally.
Joe, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's
bro,
just,
I can't do that.
But I'm
Bob Hayes.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I'm biased though.
That's saying that some relevant folks are more talented than them?
No, that's this point.
No,
he's saying the leather helmet folks.
I'm saying the leather helmet.
He could have played. He would have had
me. If you take me right now and you tell me to go play quarterback in 1918,
he's throwing for 5,000 yards.
Dotting them the hell up.
No, he's not.
In 19, if you take him today,
Shady.
No.
Shady.
Shady,
don't disrespect me, bro.
They've never seen anything like him, bro.
Time out.
Don't disrespect me, bro.
6'3".
Don't disrespect me.
Hold
on. First off, I'm calling the
baby
offense.
on the way.
What are you talking
They ain't
about?
seen nothing like Karen before.
Karen didn't play. Hold up. You never played football, right?
Yeah, he played football.
Yes.
Quarterback. He played quarterback.
When did you play?
You know, middle school, high school, a little bit. You know.
You played middle school?
Shady.
Did you play high school?
Shady.
Did you play high school football?
It's 1918.
I'm asking you, did you play high school football?
It's 1918.
Right, it's a simple question. Did you play high school football?
Shady,
the slaves you disrespected me, bro.
50 years earlier.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
If he didn't play high school football, how is he gonna be better than dudes back then? He didn't play high school football.
Shady,
Bro.
it was 1918.
Trey, did you play high school basketball?
No, I did not.
Would you drop off Bob Cousy in the game of
I'm getting
one-on-one?
buckets
This
on
is a
Bob
dumbass,
Cousy, bro.
Y'all can't, yo. See
That's
what I'm
not
saying?
crazy. You disrespecting people out here,
y'all
bro.
disrespecting professional
Shady,
athletes, dog.
1918.
They never play high school sports.
They never seen someone throw the
I
football
played in
40
high school.
yards
I
down
didn't
the
play high
field.
school. I didn't play high school basketball. I played.
Hold up. Can we ask the chat? Ask the chat.
That's the chat.
If you think I would get dropped off by Great Depression,
It's not
Great Depression.
It's not about Karen. It's not about him. Ask him if a player has never played high school football, will he be better than a
Professional athlete 100 years ago.
Yes.
100 years ago.
Yes.
Bet.
I show speed. 100 years ago is
He's rushing for 3,000 yards.
They're burning him at the stake for witchcraft, brother.
Bruh.
Shady, 100 years ago.
Bro,
this is disrespectful.
he never played high school football.
Shady,
I never played high school basketball. I would drop off them dudes on the court.
Pull up a picture of
What do you
somebody
mean
from
how? They
1918.
didn't know the game. The game was developed, bro.
High school,
Kieran, pull
high
up
school's like
pictures
the easy.
bro.
Like if you never play high school football, how you be better than a professional? I don't care what year it is.
That's a crazy take.
That's a
Yeah,
horrible take.
What's the question,
That's a
Shady? Give me the
horrible
question
take.
verbatim
Bro,
that you want me to ask,
if a-
because I don't want to
Time
misquote
out.
you and you start.
I don't even know how you gonna act if you get hit. Like I don't know what you gonna do. I don't know none of that.
In 1940s.
Can he catch? I don't know. He never played high school football. This is a crazy question though, dog.
Shady.
Ask, these dudes look fast
1940.
too.
The speed is.
Bro, what's he gonna do when he
it's
get
sped
his
up.
knees cut down? Like we talk like this is this.
You acting
Shady,
like I'm
this
soft,
is
bro. I grew up playing football.
Bro, it's not even about that. That's what I'm saying. He not running with them dudes.
Wait. Hold on.
Hey, that was crazy.
Yo, come on, yo.
Shit.
Can't fucking quit out there.
Brother.
Hey, but time out.
I know more football
This is
than
sped
them.
up, though. This is sped up, though. This is sped up,
This is
though.
crazy.
This is sped up,
This is
though.
so crazy.
The years are different. What about the mindset of a football player? That's time like, man, do I believe? Yo, it's sometimes in football,
I'm
dog.
bigger than
I feel
all of
like,
them,
dog,
bro.
I'm gonna keep doing this stuff.
Black people weren't even allowed to play football back then.
Hold on, Kieran.
This is crazy.
Now I'm actually.
We're talking about 40 years before this, by the way.
He
Did
not
they
listening,
shut
though.
Rome? Did y'all pull it up?
Yeah, they showed it.
That was crazy. That was crazy. You act like I'm not athletic, though. Like,
That was crazy.
That was crazy.
wild.
That's it,
Also,
yo.
I wouldn't throw that disgusting ass pick that he just threw.
If you never
Cheese.
If you never played
high school sports,
no, fuck high school football.
okay, football.
Well, you be better than a
Hold
professional
on. Before I start, hold
football
up.
player.
Did Jimmy
in
Graham
any
play?
era.
Did Jimmy Graham play high school football?
Who? You said what?
Jimmy Graham. Jimmy Graham didn't play high school football. Antonio
Yes,
Gacy, he played high school.
No.
DeMarcus Ware ain't even play high school football.
They played low. They played low.
He played like 1 year.
Go to the 1920s. 1940s
I'm
did not look
talking
good for you.
about
He ain't gonna be no
It
footage.
did not
I don't
look good
think.
for you, Kieran. Go back to 19. Go
Bro,
back.
if you
think
think
real crazy.
I'm not playing running back at the
1950
bro,
get real
y'all
crazy.
actually
We know
good.
you're running. 1950.
We know you ain't
Hold
running.
on, Kieran, no. That clip was crazy.
Why are you running?
1950. Go 1950.
That clip, no, 1950s is too.
1950s is
They
too.
was playing back then.
Like
That's
Jim
too
Brown.
modern.
Jim Brown shaking me for sure.
Yeah, that's too modern. 1920s, though, I think.
Come
like
on, come on.
pull
Show
up
that
him.
brother. Show that brother.
No, go down, Kieran. Go down.
Go down.
Go down, Kieran.
Oh,
okay, we got
This
see,
is 1920s
Shady, Kieran can play right now. Stop playing.
I didn't see video. We got
Stop
some video.
playing, Shady.
They gonna do.
Come on, Shady.
You think these dudes is
Come
dropping
on,
me
Shady.
off,
You
bro?
never played high school football. What are we
Shady.
I
talking
have 100
Okay, here
years
we go.
of
Here we go.
knowledge.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
about? Here we go.
Let's see. Let's see.
Oh my gosh.
Let's see. Come on, Shady.
And this is all like 3x speed. Yeah.
Come on, Shady.
Come on, bro.
What?
Them dudes is built like Rome. You think I'm getting run over by Rome?
Producer
you
Rome
can't
with
even
the
see it
stray.
though. You can't even really see it.
Bro, dudes is pulling up to the game in top hat. Shady,
Come
you not
on,
gonna disrespect
Shady.
me.
Come on, Shady.
Bro.
Come on,
I'm sorry.
dog. This is
That's sad.
crazy.
It's not a caring issue. It's he's never played high school football.
Bro.
That matters though. How we know how when he gets hit in the mouth? How we know that?
Yeah, like I did not play football. I grew up playing football.
Wait, like this in the backyard? I'm talking
We
about
got any like
football.
real
I played
speed
middle school
clips?
football. No, there's
No,
no
that's
real
crazy.
speed clips from
Because that's
1920,
what-
bro.
If they playing with no mask, he gotta play with no mask.
That does matter.
Come on,
That's
dog.
fine.
Because they were tough. I give you that.
They was very tough.
They was
I
living
just saw
on two
dudes' kneecaps
crackers
get
and
deleted.
a
Yes.
drink
And
of
so
soda water a
my
day.
question is, I'm not even talking about the football part of it, but how do I know how he's gonna react when the first time he gets his knee
gets
cracked?
smacked.
How I know
Yeah.
that? He
Yeah,
never.
he gets
he's-
I've been hit before.
When?
The reason why my knee is messed up now is because I got hit
but when'd
in
you
middle
get
school
hit?
football.
In middle school, I'm talking about high
Yes,
school.
I understand
That don't
that, bro.
count. Come on,
But that dude's not.
Acho,
I'm not gonna. You know,
But that,
I'm
go
tripping.
back. Go back. Like, here's my thing. Like, come on. Like, I just
Shady,
feel,
bro,
I feel like,
these dudes are 6 foot, 170 pounds
They're
with no
profe-
muscle definition.
they are
It's
professional.
the Great Depression. They was eating canned beans. I'm a
Spam!
big bro. Come on, bro. I'm running their little ass
Indiana
over, bro.
sausages.
He got to be running him over.
Bro,
At least
come
with that.
on, dog.
He might not shake him, but come on, Shady.
Bro, he's never got hit in his knees in high school.
Yes.
How do I know he's gonna react?
Oh my god.
How
Bro.
do I know that though? Are y'all serious? Yo,
I don't think these
Wait.
top hat dudes.
These are the professionals though.
That's not fitting. Don't even try it. Don't embarrass yourself. There's people watching.
Yo,
Don't
wait,
do
what
that.
they say though?
Don't do that. Their answer right now. It's close. It's a close race, Shady.
You don't want to see me.
That look crazy.
Line me up in the Oklahoma drill right now
Oh my god.
with any 95-year-old man, and I guarantee you, I'm giving them that work.
That look crazy. I don't know, dog. I just think, bro, if you ain't there playing high school football, these dudes are professionals, dog. Look at these dudes, man.
I feel you, Shady. It's levels to the
Wait, how
professionalism.
did this combo
though.
start? Next topic
First of
here.
all, there wasn't, hold on. Also, there wasn't even professional football back then. It was 18 to 21-year-old dudes at Yale and Princeton playing tackle football. That was.
Oh, so they play college football? Oh, it's over, yo. It's over.
Yo, we was talking about Robert Parrish.
That's so messed
We
up.
were, yeah.
We got to hit 2-3 more topics. We got any super chats?
Yeah, we do have a couple. Listen, Kimro 200X. Shout out to our guy Kimro said, "Old head here. You don't know true fear until your team is up by 1 and Larry Bird has the final possession." That's fair. Larry was definitely clutch. Derek Gibbs said, "Yo, finish the video." Robert said, "Besides LeBron and Durant, y'all still are right about Kawhi though." I got Established Eagles since 2000. Shout out to Established Eagles. Been a while. Said Timmy is the best number 4. I'm assuming he meant to say power forward in NBA's history. How is he not a GOAT? He definitely is a GOAT. And then last one, K Look said Jamarcus Russell Bear would def drop 350 and 3 tugs in 1918.
Y'all gotta watch me throw the. Bro, I'll launch that thing all over them though.
He said
They've never seen
Jamarcus
someone throw
Russell
a football
Bear
like that.
would definitely drop 350 and 3 tugs in 1918.
How did they know that though?
Because
played in the-
because the level of talent was lacking so much back then.
Real quick, and I'm off this because I don't want to. I'm not hating on him. I'm just saying, how do you know his talent though? Because he's big. Because what? How do you know his talent in football? I mean, answer.
I think the talent back then was so low.
Why you not answer my question?
That the average
How do you-
human
I'm talking about their
being.
talent. These guys that play football, so they play football.
Their
okay?
lack of it,
so they know
yeah.
what it feels like to be hit and all that, be sore the next day. They know all that.
Yeah.
My question to you is, if he hasn't played high school football, the smallest part of ball you can go, how do
It's
I
not
know
the
how
smallest
good
part of ball you can go. I played for years, but it's okay.
Yeah, you got Pop Warner and
you got Pop Warner in middle school.
Middle school.
It's okay. All right, I'm telling you
that's
though.
the smallest.
Hold on. Would
how do you know his
Okay, no,
talent?
I'll put it this way. I'll put it this
bro.
way. If you went to an LA Fitness right now and you walked into the gym and you said, without watching them play at all, and you asked everyone, who's the best hooper here? And they pointed you to a guy. and you had to put $1 million on whether he would win a game against Bob Cousy in 1952.
I'm taking him.
Who are you taking?
All day.
Wait, time out.
Every
Wait,
day.
hold on.
You have a time machine. You're bringing Bob Cousy from 1952 in a game of one-on-one basketball, and you're saying the best dude at this LA Fitness run or Bob Cousy. Who are you putting all your money on?
LA Fitness. Okay, now I'm gonna look at because some of them guys in the LA Fitness, I played against some dogs. Some played across seas. Some played in college. Like,
okay.
So hold on. Let's do this all over again. If you go in the gym at LA Fitness and you point a guy out and you point him out, you be better than Bob Cousy, and it says, but he didn't play high school basketball.
Yeah.
I'm taking Bob.
And you're going to be down $1 million.
You're going to be down $1 million.
But my question is, how do you know how good he is? He's never even played high school basketball. How do y'all know how talented
I have a friend that's never played high school basketball that would drop Bob Cousy the fuck off.
All right, so let me ask
I'm dropping Bob
So
off.
we doing football,
Trey
right?
dropping Bob off.
I don't know that. I don't know. But my answer is, how do you know how you keep talking about the talent for the other 1980s or 1950s? How do you know his talent though?
I don't. I just know I don't.
That's a silly answer to say.
No, because 1918 Shady, I think an average talented male human.
But how do you know if he's average talent?
Because I've seen him throw a football.
When you see him throw a football?
He was at Washington's campus at the Washington game.
What was he just throwing the ball around? It's like, hey, like what?
I mean, he wasn't in pads. He wasn't just. He wasn't passing the joint.
Bro, this is a silly convo, dog. This is silly, bro. This is.
I've seen Karen throw. I've seen Karen hit a little.
You see?
I've seen him hit a three-step
I'm
drop.
trying to find a video right now. 2024 Pro Bowl. Went there. They had creators go through the throwing challenge. I scored higher than every quarterback that competed in it afterwards. By the way,
you're talking about like
just saying
a
drill. I could throw a football.
Somebody rushing at you. Acho being funny though.
Not only that, I'll be able to call the offense by myself.
Go to the next topic.
Goodness gracious. Anyway, talk about a quarterback here.
The poll is 51-49, by the way, Shady.
So what? Was that close?
Yeah, 51-49.
That what?
It just hit 50-50.
On what?
That what?
If you never played high school football, can you be better than a professional from the 1920s? The chat is literally split 333 votes right now.
Y'all
50%
have lost
say
y'all's
yes,
fucking mind.
50% say no.
But my
Y'all
question
have
is,
lost
how do you
y'all's
know his
mind.
talent? He's never played. You never seen him play high school.
And what I'm saying is the talent was so bad back
So
then
his
that I'm
talent's
taking the
irrelevant.
average
The game-
male off of the street who is in any sort of some type of semblance
game was 20
of
years
safety
old at that
conditioning against them.
So they can hit their mouth. So they hit their knees.
Well,
You
I'm
think
talking
I'm
about
soft, Shady?
basketball. You're not getting
You
in
think
the
I'm
mouth
soft?
in basketball.
See,
So.
this not
You think
thing.
I'm soft? I'm saying though. You like getting in your mouth. I grew up boxing though. Like you think I'm soft?
I don't know what you are.
Okay.
I don't know. You didn't know if you soft or tough. I don't know.
All right. We could go spar. We could do whatever. I'll show you.
Man, you're a kid. I'll hurt you, dude. Let's keep it business.
Shady,
Let's
I'm
keep it
gonna show
business.
you when I-
We can do that on tape on 25 or
That's fine.
So we got a
We'll do
man.
it.
So listen, we got
can
a
do it.
man. We got a man
can do it.
matchup. Shady and
Man, y'all
Carebear. And
playing.
we
We
got
can
a
do it.
spar.
We can get smart.
Now, what's the spar session looking like?
We can do it.
But hold on, there's got to be. Aren't there weight classes?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't need no weight class.
Can we get to Shedeur?
He said I don't need it.
All right.
Shedeur.
All right. Look. Anyway, moving forward. Peter Schrager weighed in on the Browns quarterback room. Deshaun Watson hasn't been around as much. Dylan Gabriel hasn't been there. Shedeur Sanders has been there every single day. I would say Shedeur is in the lead spot right now. Is the news? Does Shedeur? Well, what does Shedeur need to do to be the Browns quarterback one, in you guys' opinion?
I don't think it's about Shedeur. I think right now Deshaun Watson's a quarterback one because he's getting the paper. They owe Deshaun Watson, I think, $69 million still, maybe $86 million. Yeah, it's more. It might be more than that. Deshaun Watson's quarterback one because he's getting that bread. Shedeur's quarterback two. What does Shedeur need to do? Look competent, wait for Deshaun to mess up. That's how you get the spot. But, I don't know that Shedeur can out-talent Deshaun Watson's guaranteed money. The love language in football is all about the paper. It's not just about talent. It's about money. So, to me, Shedeur, regardless of how talented he is, and he still has to prove that he is talented, mind you, by the way. I think he had 7 touchdowns, 10 interceptions last year, albeit it was just his rookie season. Deshaun Watson making so much money, and Jimmy Haslam, the owner of the Browns, he just came out and said Deshaun Watson might have a Sam Darnold-type resurgence. So the Browns are looking for Deshaun Watson to be the starter. They're looking for Deshaun Watson to take him to a Super Bowl, which I don't foresee happening, but that's what they want to happen. Shedeur, he has to hope Deshaun Watson messes up, and when Deshaun Watson messes up or deals with an injury, he has to capitalize on the moment. But I don't think Shedeur can go take the job. I think Deshaun Watson has to lose the job.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. That money problem.
Oh, it's huge.
Right? When you get that money out to a player, man, it's guaranteed.
Yep.
You're an owner. You own your own business. What you gonna do? It's a bad investment, and you gotta stay with it. You gotta rock with it. You gotta hope he goes back to the old Deshaun Watson.
Correct.
So I don't see Shedeur playing unless Deshaun doesn't do well, and then you know what? We gotta go to Shedeur.
I co-sign that, bro. I co-sign that. I mean, I think Shedeur is doing all the right things on and off the field.
Oh, I'm about to say that's who he is though. See, the funny thing is the narrative was he wasn't a pro. He's this, that, and the third. And out of all the quarterbacks, he's the only one there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've never been nowhere where the quarterback don't go to the voluntary workouts. Every quarterback always does that.
I was gonna say this early in the offseason though, is it not? Because we see a lot of quarterbacks like leading their own workouts in separate areas, Russell Wilson and whatnot. Is it even a situation where Deshaun Watson is just like he's really being absent and he's really not present, or is it?
You don't got to be there, and Shady knows this, especially if you're a superstar or if you have superstar money, right? Deshaun Watson might no longer be a superstar by game, but if you got superstar money, you want to go train with your own quarterback coach. Deshaun's quarterback coach is, I think, Quincy Avery, so he's probably training with him. What I think Shedeur is doing right before our eyes is there's so many decisions that Shedeur is making that's either a maturity decision or he just likes Todd Monken better than he liked Kevin Stefanski. Remember, during the season last year on Shedeur's off days, he was throwing at like a random park in Cleveland. Why are you not at the facility? You throwing at a park and it's on video. So to me, I think Shedeur is both more comfortable right now, and I also think he has a relationship with Todd Monken dating back to when Georgia recruited him out of high school, to when Todd Monken was with the Ravens and they tried to draft him, to Todd Monken being the head coach now. I think Shedeur is just maturing and realizing, okay, if I want this job, and bump this job, because I think Shedeur is looking beyond starting for the Cleveland Browns. If I want to be a really good NFL player, here's what it takes. It takes being at the facility. It takes learning the playbook. It takes being locked in. It takes being a leader of men. And it takes having a good relationship with my coach. Shedeur already sent Todd Monken like a housewarming gift. So I think Shedeur is starting to do all of the small things right because he's starting to realize, and rightfully so, he's maturing, he's older, he's a year into the league. He realized what it takes. It takes more than just showing up and people liking you.
But how would you know that? Not you, but how would he know that? He was a rookie last year. Now you learn what to do, what not to do. Probably talk to some OGs like myself, you know, and just getting game and knowing what to do. So now when he goes into the locker room and he's trying to get a starting job or even just getting the likes of the new coach, you do stuff like that, right? Going to the voluntary workouts, being around the team, seeing them, going up there, learning the playbook. A lot of stuff he is doing, he's probably working out with the team, obviously, but he's going up in the office or meeting room and learning the plays, getting a quick jump on it. I think that's something he's doing for sure.
Yeah, I think he has to because, like, do you think Shedeur can take the job 2-5, or you think Deshaun has to lose
it's the money thing. I would love to see him as a starter, but it's the money thing. You know, they owe him $60 million.
Yeah. How much do they owe Deshaun, Kieran? Can you look that up?
Yeah, I'll find out.
Yeah.
Who don't want that? It's like you owe somebody. If you getting paid $69 or $69 million, I owe you $69 million. I want some out of that.
Please.
You got a 5-year, $230 million fully guaranteed contract. And you
look incompetent if he doesn't do well. It's like you messed up.
Yeah, they can void it after this next season though. But yeah, it's
even if you void it, you still owe that fully guaranteed is fully guaranteed.
Yeah, so they still owe. Well, I'm trying to do quick math here. They got that's a cap hit. But
I mean, it's still up there like 60, 70, 80 million dollars.
Yeah, they still owe him a lot of money.
I think Deshaun, but in all honesty, bro, you want Deshaun to be the starter if you're Cleveland. Because of the money and because of the ceiling that he's historically shown. Like, Shedeur should be talented, and Shedeur could be talented. But at the end of the day, Deshaun Watson has shown top 3 quarterback in the NFL potential. It was years ago. I get it. I get it. But he has shown top 3 potential. So, given the fact that you mortgaged the future of your franchise for this man, you want it to work out. If you get married, you want it to work out with him or you want it to work out with her. If you gotta get a divorce, bet. But like, given the fact that y'all already married, y'all got kids, you got the ring on your finger, y'all got a house in each other's name, like, you want it to work out. If it don't, it don't. But like, the Browns want it to work out with Deshaun. You gave him $230 million.
So they did restructure, resulting in an $80.7 million cap hit this year. The final $46 million he has is fully guaranteed, but they're going to be looking at dead money of over $86 million if they move on from him this offseason.
Yeah, I mean,
he got to play, bro.
I get what Acho's saying. Like, at one of the time, his highs. I get all that. But that's like I keep telling you, man, if you know crackheads, bro, I know some crackheads that was like millionaires.
Yep.
And then I leave for 3 years, I come back, and they strung out. So you saying that like his highs and all that, and him being so great, them days is over with, man. Yeah. Get used to the reality. Reality is he had a long way to go to get back to that. Just like the crack, he got a long way to go to get clean.
But like, it like Kieran, you were saying, it has to work out for Deshaun.
I mean, you have to play him though too. I think that's just that's the reality of the situation. If he's healthy and you're paying him $230 million guaranteed, you got to go out there and see what you have in him. So it's just too much money to not have him on the field. In my opinion.
It's also, bro, it's not the worst thing for Shedeur. Like the Browns are still trying to get right. Yep. Let the Browns offense prove that they're competent. And then Shedeur go into a competent situation. They got a new center. They got a new right guard. They got a new right tackle. They got a new left guard. They need to draft a new left tackle. They need a new wide receiver 1. Quinshon Judkins is coming off of an injury. Harold Fannin is developing. Like, the Browns offense is about to have probably 4 or 5 new starters on the offensive line. Correct me if I'm wrong. They're probably going to have 2 new starting wide receivers out of the 3 starting wide receivers if you're in 11 personnel. And you have a rookie tight end. David Njoku's gone. Yeah. So you're going to have a new starting tight end. And
he's tough though.
Fannin? No.
Yeah,
I'm counting Fairdo's starting. 12 personnel. Okay, 12 personnel. You're gonna have a new starting tight end.
Yeah.
Like, and week 1, I don't remember Quinshon Judkins' injury, but like, bro, for Shedeur, you low key want to chill. Y'all figure this out, settle this up. And then, I'm saying for the sake of his career.
I disagree.
And then step in.
I disagree. As a 5th-round quarterback, why would you want to chill? You want to get on the field and play and earn your spot.
But the thing is, 5th-round picks can't play and suck. Caleb is allowed to play and suck.
My thing is, though, if the Browns go out there with Deshaun Watson and they stink and they end up winning 2-3 games this next season and they get the number 1, number 2 pick, do you think the Browns are going to be sitting there looking at Arch Manning in the next draft and be like, yeah, I'm going to rock with Shedeur? No, they're going to draft Arch Manning and they're going to try to make that happen. Or whoever the other quarterbacks are next year, Dante Moore, whatever. They're not going to be sitting there. Shedeur needs to play. He needs to hope that he gets an opportunity to play so he can earn his opportunity.
If you're Shedeur, you don't want to play. I need to see what this team is about. Now not literally, because to Kieran's point, the competitor, you just want to play, right? Common knowledge is, I want to play, I want to play, I want to play. But if you look at the history of late round picks, you can't afford to be bad.
Where is he going to get the opportunity to go play elsewhere, though?
He won't.
That's what I'm saying. Like
week
this
6,
is
week 7, week 8, week 9. I'm just saying week 1 with the whole new offensive line and a rookie wide receiver is your wide receiver 1. And Quinshon Judkins, who missed the back half of last season. And you want to say, all right, Shedeur, go dominate. That's not even a fair request. Go dominate with a brand new offensive line. Go dominate with maybe Carnell Tate or Jordan Tyson or Malachi Lemon, who also is learning the NFL. Hey, go dominate with a brand new head coach. Hey, go dominate with a brand new tight end number 2. You're putting Shedeur in a position to fail. Then if he does fail, you're gonna have people making excuses. Well, he had a whole new offensive line. Don't put Shedeur in a position to fail is my thought. Like, but to your point, like, yeah, you just want to play, but I just think that's short-sighted for the longevity of his career. If I'm Shedeur, I want to play by week 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like Malachi Lemon, learn the route tree. Like, and not the route tree, learn the playbook.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You come in here, I'm giving a play call and you running some old USC nonsense. Like, nah. Now what up, 2-5?
Yeah, nah. Is what it is. Moving forward, we want to hit DWade or we want to hit
Oh, that DWade one is interesting.
Let's hit this DWade. Let's hit this DWade one. Okay, look. Everyone's favorite Patrick Beverly went on his podcast and he said, essentially he was having a conversation about Dwayne Wade and James Harden, and who was better out of the two? I'll let you guys take a listen to what he had to say.
Our only argument, in which I continue to back it up with hard facts, is James Harden is top 3 shooting guard of all time. Dwayne Wade, you're 4. It's okay. You can be 4. Right? You talk about top 5, top 6, top 10 shooting guards. You're the only probably top 10 shooting guard who didn't shoot 30% from the 3 career-wise. Like, you shot 29%. Russell Westbrook, we make names about him. He shot 31.
Fellas, do you guys agree with Pat Beverly that James Harden is better than D-Wade?
Hell no. Hell no. James Harden can't tie D-Wade's shoelaces, particularly because of the playoffs for me. It's about the playoffs for me. It's about when it came down for D-Wade to deliver, he delivered. There's a reason D-Wade has championships, plural. And there's a reason James Harden does not have championships. James Harden could have championships. James Harden could have championships with the Nets. All them Rockets years, he could have a championship with the Rockets. James Harden has been on teams that are capable of winning championships. Hell, with the Sixers. James Harden could have had a championship with the Sixers when Embiid was playing at an MVP caliber level. So it's not as though James Harden has not played with incredibly talented teammates. James Harden has played with Kevin Durant, MVP. Joel Embiid, MVP. James Harden has played with top flight players. I believe James Harden played with Chris Paul, if I'm not mistaken. Not an MVP, but Chris Paul, a top 5 point guard of all time. James Harden has played with talented players, but James Harden has not delivered. Meanwhile, DWade, I think in his 3rd year in the National Basketball Association, coupled with Shaquille O'Neal, goes out and beats my Dallas Mavericks. I'm at those NBA Finals. DWade is averaging, maybe 28 points per game in that series?
Crazy.
And DWade could strap on defense at the time. So to me, I can't compare James Harden to DWade. 2-5.
Yeah, I can't either, though. I think it is a close race, though. Because James Harden is a special talent. I think sometimes we get the talent mixed up with just actually the player. If you really watch DWade, DWade is more than just a scorer. Like, he played defense, get big blocks, hustles, all these type of things he does, and it's like he really impacts the game. So I won't really compare them to. I think James Harden is a tremendous talent, especially offensively. But DWade's one of them players that, like, the stat line ain't going to show you everything. And you talk about the heartbeat of a team. You like going to the floor, free throws, playing defense, getting blocks, hustling, rebounding, scoring, playing defense, one-on-one. Like all these things we could talk about DWade. Another thing is putting your team on your back.
Correct.
Sometimes we get mixed up with all the flashy and the stats. Well, what's the stat for? I'm going to put my team on my back. We won a championship.
Yeah.
Like that stuff like that is major to me. And I would give it to DWade, but it is a close race.
Oh, you think it's close?
I mean, James Harden's a great player. He's probably... In my opinion, James Harden's probably a top 3 offensive scorer of all time, right? He had a time where he was just lighting everybody up. But my thing, though, real quick, is Pat, though. Like, I got a serious issue with certain players talking about average players or above average, talking about great players. Like, come on, man. Have a little respect on D-Wade. If you think Harden's better than D-Wade, just say that. You trying to run down his stats? Like, come on, man, because we run down your stats. Like, it's...
Why?
And I like Pat.
Yeah, but why is that? Why can't he have an opinion on it, though?
No. I just said, if you think that he's better than him, just say that. When you start trying to cut him up, and I was like, you can't even really speak like that. How you cutting him up and you know we're as good as him? So if you have an opinion, just say your opinion. But when you start to cut up somebody a certain way that y'all can't even talk the same language and sit at the same seats and talk the same sport, it's like, chill.
I disagree, though, because if he's going to give the take, I think he has to explain the take. So... Obviously, no one's saying Pat Bev is anywhere near the player of...
Nobody ever will say that.
Nobody will ever say that in the history of the world. It was just never going to happen. But also, I think he's giving his opinion on something. I think he's just to explain it, why he feels the way that he does. That's his opinion at the end of the day.
Well, and you're right. Everybody got their own opinion. So I don't like it. You see what DWade said?
Yeah.
What did DWade say?
DWade said, how the player like you... This is exactly what he said. How a player like you... that's nowhere near as good as me, talk about that. If you talk about yourself a certain way, I just don't like that part. Cause it's like, you gotta put respect on people's names. It's like, y'all not even in the same class. D-Wade?
Yeah.
Come on, Pat. I argue with like one of them other guys.
I gotta see when you find the D-Wade response, pull it up. I think the argument, if you wanted to have an argument about like who is a better offensive player, you might be able to say James Harden, regular season player. If you wanted to have a conversation, right, like who's a better scorer, I'd probably say James Harden. Who's a better distributor? Absolutely James Harden. But who's the better NBA player? I don't even know, Trey, if it's close.
Yeah, no, I don't think it is close. I think career-wise, I think talent level, I think ability, the numbers, statistics. There's arguments to be had for James Harden. I don't hate the take, but I also don't love it. I think D-Wade does clear Harden in the race for the third place spot. But Pat Bev is just he's being ridiculous. You know what I mean? He's just taking the stats and he's just saying the stuff to have a hot take. He doesn't even believe this. I don't believe Pat Bev actually believes this. If you look at the slow creep, the zoom in when Pat's talking, he's got like this little smug smirk that he's like, I know what this getting ready to do.
What D-Wade say?
This is what D-Wade said.
No, we're near them dudes, man.
I don't understand how you can have a conversation about me and state facts when you're not as good as me.
Pat
Bev came out and just talked about me and James. Another conversation with me and James.
Like James Harden is a better player than DWade.
Pat just came out definitive. He was definitive. James Harden is better than DWade. Stop. He was very definitive in his answer. And I was just sitting there like, okay, Pat, what's your facts?
Right.
to say that someone's better, or just come out and say what I personally like, the style of play that I like to see.
That's a great way to
It's
say
X, Y, and Z. Don't you ever fix your mouth to say nobody is better than me when you wasn't better than me. You can't do that.
You can't do that.
I like
Open your mouth about him.
If it's the way you present it, I can agree with that though too.
You heard what DWade just said.
Pat Bev could have gone about it and been like, "Look, my personal preference is actually James Harden. Me personally, but I also think, he's got to say though. Me personally, I believe that James Harden is better.
But you're also because you're taught not to say I believe. Of course you believe it. You're the one saying it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go out there and say like I believe LeBron better than Jordan. Of course I believe it. I'm saying
he is saying
the way he said it though. I agree with him. Like, who you not even in the? Why you open your mouth up to say you nowhere near me, dude? So stay over here. But if you do want to talk about me, just say, look, man, I think James better than DWade.
Yeah,
but when you start trying to be funny and then talk about this and because you never shot it, like you doing too much.
He was doing too much.
Yeah,
hold up. Saying I believe or I think makes it not a matter of a fact statement. It makes it your opinion.
I hate that.
It declares that you are making like you're putting out your opinion. If I say Acho lame.
Of course it's your opinion.
If I say Acho lame, that's me saying it in a matter of fact way. But if I say I think Acho's lame, that sounds like it's my.
It
you know what I mean?
Better, but it's the same.
It's the same.
Like, let me ask you this.
Go ahead,
So let's somebody on TV, right? Let's y'all ain't in the same class. Y'all ain't the same class.
Yep.
You ain't gonna feel offended? Like DWade, how dare you?
I am, but I won't because I know how the game goes. And Pat Bev knows how the game goes. Pat Bev has known how the game goes since he was in the league. Pat Bev knows how to get clicks. And at the end of the day, Pat Bev is saying James Harden's not better than DWade. I don't think Pat Bev believes it. There's no way
you can believe he said it, though.
Definitely doesn't.
But he has to
might
say
believe it.
He might believe it,
bro.
He has to say it like that because that's the way that actually cuts through.
Yeah.
Like to me, you have to say something definitive.
But you can't act like you from Chicago, you real, and you doing it for clicks. I don't think he's doing it for clicks.
You think he believes James Harden better than DWade?
I played with Harden, and I can see him believing that. But certain dudes like that shouldn't be doing clicks. He a ball player. He played,
But now he doing his old Pat Bev show.
Yeah, but it's some things like some things about you. Like, all right, well, you don't have to do all that. Like he has enough clout.
So okay, Shady, I'll put it this way, Shady. If I said who's another running back in the era, I say okay,
Marshawn Lynch.
Okay, Marshawn Lynch better than LaShawn McCoy. He broke more tackles. He was da-da-da-da-da. You would be like, who the hell are you to say that? But if I said,
For sure.
I think Marshawn Lynch, would you still be upset if I said, I think?
Yeah, I would.
That's what I like.
But that's my point.
It's like, huh?
Since people finna be upset regardless, say your truth. I'm not near half the NFL players I talk about. I'm still finna talk about them, and y'all finna get mad. All right.
It's not like he said. It's not like he said DWade was sorry. He's saying that he thinks James Harden is better than him.
The thing to me that's dumb is how he tried to parse out he didn't shoot over 30% from three. He took an arbitrary statistic.
Yeah.
Like if he would have said James Harden got an MVP, he was the best player in basketball for a year, James Harden is better. I would have been like, bet. But you can't start parsing out arbitrary statistics and go from there.
It's opinion based. Look, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you guys. It's been another great day here in the Speakeasy. We were going to be live here tomorrow night.
Hey, let 2-5 dip and read these super chats.
Okay.
Two-5 got to close the whole show. We got these super chats that got to get read.
2-5 got to go. He got to check in. We'll get to those super chats. All right.
Okay, yeah. So we got a $20 super chat from KCrazy215 and said we need to stop pushing the media love fest with this MFing team. In the last 26 years, every single team, you're talking about the Cowboys, has made the NFC. In the NFC, has made the championship game except this team. You people in the media keep Jerry Jones and the team alive.
Can I talk about it? Why is that? Because you think the media is keeping them alive. Dallas Cowboys do better ratings for the media than most other teams.
Yeah.
Jerry Jones is one of the greatest owners in football history. Probably one of the greatest owners, if not the greatest owner in sports history. Not because of the championships that the Cowboys have won, but he's created the most lucrative sports franchise on the planet. That's why you're going to keep hearing about the Cowboys. That's why the Cowboys are mainstream. That's why the Cowboys are going to be in your TV set on Sunday night more than any other team in the National Football League because Cowboys are America's team. We got the biggest fan base. We got the most crazy owner. We got oil money that we care about more than championship rings, and that's the way I like it.
No, you don't.
Okay?
No, you
I don't. I really want to win
That's
championships.
Pain.
Yeah,
That's pain talking right there.
Where else we at?
But still, we the main event.
Citrocast says, Shady, Pickens doesn't want to be tagged. Would you rather be a number 2 running back with a spotlight, or do you want to be a number 1 on an actual contender and with more targets, which leads to more money because you are a dog?
It's Shady, Philadelphia. I don't know.
Okay, that was close. You started off high.
Save that for TJ. We're gonna have a receiver in the studio tomorrow. Save that for TJ.
Thanks. Yeah, that'd be good. KCrazy215 also sent another super chat and said, Echo. So are we counting in the fact that people like Joe Burrow and Dak have terrible defenses and need to have 400 yards a game just to have a chance to win? Let's take the full picture.
Don't throw my quarterback in there.
Dak makes that terrible because Dak had a team with a 10 interception player and a 10 sack player, first time since the 2007 Chargers, and still got bounced in the first round.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Bounced in the second round to the Niners?
Oh, actually, that might have been no. That was the second round for us. It was the second round. But also that defense balled out and held the 49ers to like 14 points.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
The Burrow one you can
Burrow's
listen to, but go back and watch the Bengals Super Bowl run. That Bengals defense actually was making plays.
Well, no, the example there is Josh Allen, and Josh Allen's team gives up 25 points a game in the playoffs. Nobody else, like Lamar Jackson's team, gives up 18 points in the playoffs in those games. Even Patrick Mahomes, he's had to be in a lot of shootouts. They give up, I think, like 23 or 22, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But like Josh Allen's defenses give it up in the playoffs, and he has to perform.
Anybody
at
hit
that level.
But I'm gonna look into that because Josh Allen's defenses of Lamar and of Pat, on average, have been the best.
No.
On average, not in the playoffs. I'm saying on average.
No, Lamar's.
Man, look at Josh's, bro.
Out of Lamar's, I think it's like 5 or 6 playoff appearances. He has like 3 top.
But he had like
defenses.
a 13 that pulled him down.
No, he hasn't.
Pull up Lamar's.
I pulled up. None of the Ravens defense. None of the years that Lamar made the playoffs. He had.
I'm talking about the tenure there. Josh's defenses have always been like 2, 4, 5.
No,
7,
that's Lamar.
2.
I'm telling you. I'll show you.
Okay, but listen, we do have a couple more to get to. So we got one from K Looks. Said if you put the kid from Michigan, Yoxel in the 50-60s, he's dropping 60 a game.
At least.
At minimum. At minimum 60 a game. It wouldn't even be close. Caramel Popcorn 87 said Monken's video from today seemed to favor Shedeur.
I think Monken does favor Shedeur, but Monken not making that decision. Like, y'all got to remember, who's making a decision in Cleveland? That general manager and that owner. Monken not making that decision.
Okay. You don't think there's no chance that
I think it's the same
Monken
thing with the Eagles. How he makes those decisions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if Deshaun sucks, that's one thing. How he makes those decisions.
Yeah.
Same thing with, like, Carson Wentz dipping. That wasn't like a Doug Peterson decision.
Right.
That was a Howie Roseman being like, you know what? I'm drafting Jalen Hurts in the second, and you're going to play Jalen Hurts. Oh, if you don't like it, Doug Peterson, you can go too.
Yeah.
Howie's making those decisions.
It's kind of mixed, by the way, on the Lamar and
what we got
Josh thing. So
Lamar.
2019, Lamar's 3 scoring defense. Bills is number 2. 2020, Lamar had the 2nd scoring defense. The Bills, I don't think they ranked. They were not inside the top 10. In 2021, the Bills are number 1. The Ravens were. I don't think the Ravens made the playoffs that year, actually. 2022, Bills are 2, Ravens are 3. 2023, Ravens are 1, Bills are 4. 2024, I think Ravens are. 2024, Ravens are like 10 or right around. I think they're actually 9.
Yeah,
and then the Bills are 11. And then this past season, the Bills were not up there as well.
Bills weren't terrible.
The Bills weren't. The Bills weren't terrible, but like
last season, Bills had the Ravens beat.
They were outside the top 10.
But the Ravens was.
No, the Ravens didn't make the playoffs though. So it did. Yeah.
Oh, so you're saying if they don't make the playoffs?
I'm saying when they make the playoffs though,
Lamar
like,
has
the
better defensive teams.
It's not even close. They're giving up a touchdown less a game.
I'm saying on average, Josh has better defenses. Not in the playoffs. I'm saying just in general. Like the Lamar's had some bad defenses this past year.
Lamar's never had worse than a top 15. I'm sorry, he's never had worse than a top 10 scoring defense in his career.
What was this year?
This year, this is the first year that he hasn't had one.
I'm like,
this is the first. Yeah, this is the first year in his career that he hasn't had a top 10 scoring defense.
Yeah,
Josh has had not a top 10 scoring defense multiple times.
Twice. Yeah. Where we at?
That's all I got.
Oh well,
that's all I got.
All right, man. Look, we appreciate you guys. It's been an amazing show. We're gonna be back tomorrow. TJ Hushmanzada. We are early. We're gonna be going live at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 p.m. Central, and 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. Once again, we're early tomorrow. Got to go praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
8:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 p.m. Central, and 5:30 p.m. Pacific here in the Speakeasy, even when we're early.
But you know what,
We do not
Kieran?
respect Mountain Time.
They wouldn't have to try so hard to remember what time we're going live when we have last minute changes like this.
If they did something.
If they just did something.
I don't know what
Kieran.
it is. I
What
remember.
is that one thing?
I remember. That one thing that you could do to be notified when we go live, whether the change in time happens or not, is hit that subscribe button.
What else?
Hit that like button.
And what else?
And after you hit that subscribe button, hit that bell button to be notified when we go live. If you want to come in the chat and talk that sweet shit that you guys love talking in the chat, hit that bell button to be notified when we go live. And we're going to be reading all your comments, even though I know you guys had a million tonight about me being pregnant, because Acho, that was ridiculous.
Yeah, that was
crazy. They were calling me third trimester bear, postpartum bear.
Oh
They was
my
calling me
gosh.
it was crazy. They was calling me back pain bear. It was a lot.
Oh man.
It was a lot, man.
Yeah.
It was tough. But look,
I'm sorry.
we will be going live tomorrow once again, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 p.m. Central, 5:30 p.m. Pacific.
Let's get it.
Make sure you guys join us here.
Come on now, we'll be here.
For Kieran Hickey Simple, LaShawn Shady McCoy, Emmanuel Acho,
Yep.
Social Sneeze, and everyone in the back. Make some noise in the back.
Hey!
Shout out to the
We
big
will
in the
see
back.
you guys next time right here in the
He hit you
Speakeasy.
with that drive-by on the way out.
He did, yeah, he did.